Happy Thursday. Well, I would say that, except that it's not a happy Thursday. Um, Not in the fact that we have good news and some sad news. The good news is that Michelle from Makeup Mom and Son is with us, and this will be a most entertaining interview. I'm positive of that. Um, we're gonna have a lot of fun. This is a very interesting. I've never interviewed a beauty blogger before. I know tons of them. I know tons of beauty bloggers, but I've never actually sat down and talked with the beauty and fashion. But Michelle is more than that. Um, she does unboxings. She has her own interview series going on her channel, which is really taken off. Her channel is actually blowing up. She is now getting really close to her magical number of 1,000 subscribers because of her content. People really enjoy listening to her explain how things work, her unboxings and whatnot. So we're gonna have fun talking about that. And yes, we are gonna get to talk about in depth about the different beauty boxes and the and what's in them and how she gets them and what makes one better than the other and all that other good jazz.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, I thought we just go on. We'll start. This won't go into the official start of the show. We'll start at 8 o'clock. But since you're here and we can just make some small talk,
Oh,
I
I love to talk.
um, well, I do got some sad news though. I got some sad news today that
Right.
the gentleman who I was supposed to be interviewing last Tuesday, Vance Capley, he passed away. He
No.
caught, yeah, he went into the hospital with pneumonia and COVID-19, and it was just too much for him to handle, and he passed away today. Um, Tremendous loss. A
Yeah.
talented artist, talented writer. I was really looking forward to the interview. I was super psyched for it. My friend Casey and I were talking about how talented he was, and he couldn't believe I actually got him onto the show. So I was like really happy too. Hi Phil, how are you? Phil's
Well,
creepy vids in the house. So that is a tremendous loss. It's really interesting. It's like I've actually had, of all the people I've interviewed, you just really don't think about that too much. But um, whilst I didn't interview Vance, so I can't say that I did that. But when you
yeah,
interview somebody and you find out later on that they pass away, it's really sort of strange. It's a strange feeling. You talk to that person, you know that person a little bit, and next thing you know, you're finding out that they're gone, and it was just like, yikes. Um,
it's crazy. Because you've had some
yeah,
great
yeah,
things.
it's definitely I definitely hope that you don't have that ever happen to you.
Uh,
Um,
I hope not either.
yeah, yeah, just looking at all the cool stuff. I mean, I'm looking at your on your page now. Boy, you just have blown the hell up, Michelle. You're gonna
I
be reaching 1,000 like real soon.
I am definitely trying. I'll tell you, it's a lot of work.
Well, you know what? It's so weird how that it's so weird. But I'm gonna get into that. But I got a feature since you're sort of new here. I don't know if you seen this part of the show, but there is one thing I always have to do before we get the show started. Everybody knows it. Sometimes they show up early for this, but calendar time. I
Ooh,
always forget the calendar. Yeah, actually written on the calendar. No digital calendar. Old. This is old school. I
I
have a
have old
pen.
school too.
I have a pen, and I have a calendar.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we had a lovely interview with Leah McKendrick yesterday. Wow, that was really really good. Really good. Really fun. She's such a talented actor. and a screenwriter, and just overall just a super cool human being. So next
I
week.
have to say, I think 2 or 3 of yours back because I've been behind.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. We're gonna. Uh-oh. Somebody's had a raid here. We're getting raided. I
Yeah,
didn't know that.
right. Well, Corinne and Mark, I was just
Okay.
her live, and so she was gonna raid you over here. So
Oh, that's good. You did did you go with were you on a panel with them?
no, I'm Corinne and is always on mine. I'm always on hers, and then he'll do DC. She does a lot of lives, and she's a good supporter and friend. So
That'll be okay. Yeah, I can see them all come in. I haven't had anybody do. Actually, I did once with Kevin. Kevin did a raid. Uh, he tied in his. I don't think there was a tuber chat today, was there?
no, TuberChat is on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday.
Oh, is that what it is? I thought it was tonight. I was thinking, isn't it Thursday? So I couldn't remember if he did a Thursday or not.
He used to, and then he switched it up. So
Okay.
yeah, Corinne and Mark, it's not Corinne's life anymore, or
Oh,
Corinne's.
okay. What's Corinne's channel? Corinne or Mark now?
Yes, Corinne and Mark.
I like that. You know, I like that. I like the sound of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's very creative. She's the one who made my mug here, and she's going to be doing a channel T-shirt and stuff for me. So I have that coming up soon. So I was like, woohoo!
That's nice. Plus, I like this way. It just sounds much more organic. You know, Corinne and Mark. It sounds more like a teamwork. You know, I like that because we're all about couples and love here on the Have Cheetah Will View.
Yes, and then Sam's vlogs train some more, and then you have Hildy DC. Eliza travels the world too is new to me, and then Jen Wolf is from Corinne's channel too.
Um, Let me. Hi Sam, how are you? I see Sam's in the house. Hilda, hi Hilda. Gosh, I haven't seen you forever. I don't think I've seen Hilda in here since the first day her and I met in TuberChat. Hi Hilda, how are you? Uh, Elijah travels the world. Awesome, awesome. So this is the part of the show where I talk about what's coming onto the show. Um, so next week, if we do 8 questions with, we do it every Tuesday through Thursday. We do 3 interviews a week if we can. So and they all start about the same time, unless we're in Europe, like we are next week. And then we start early because there's a time difference, and we do this live. Next week on the 14th, we have Chadwick Whitmire. He's a young actor and director who's just starting out on his career, and he's been a tremendous supporter. And so we're going to give him a platform to talk about his career. And then on the 15th of September, we are going to Ireland on 12 o'clock, 12 o'clock Eastern time. We'll be talking to Ashleen Clark. She is a excellent screenwriter and director. She did The Devil's Doorway on ISC Midnight. So she will be here at 12 noon. And then on the 16th, we have the actress Hillary Kerwin will be here. And she's a sensational actress. Did a tremendous short film called Unicorn that our guest last night, Leah McKendrick, actually wrote. And then on the 21st of the month of September, we're going back across the pond. This time we're going to Italy for a 2 o'clock start, and we're interviewing actress and producer Iva Lykos, who did a movie called The Final Code. That's won a ton of awards. And then on the 22nd, we have World War II historian, writer Chris and author Chris Buchholz. And then on the 23rd of September, we have the owner and operator of Nightmare Toys out of Las Vegas, Nevada. We have Christy Adams. She'll be here on the 8th. So some really interesting guests upcoming here on 8 Questions with. Um, so wow. Hey, hi everybody. Wow, Greg's here. All right. Wow. You got van life in here, got tuber chats in here. This is awesome. Thank you so much. Hey Pete. I see Pete's in the house. All right, all right. Um, no, I don't think you've been, Hilda. No, you and I connected you and I connected on TuberChat, like eons ago. It's like one of my very first visits there. And but yeah, I don't. You know what? I have a feeling we should check each other's connections, make sure that we still are, because I don't really see you on my bells. So that sounds like a YouTube problem. Um, yeah. All right, Michele.
Yeah.
Let's get this party started. Um, so tell us a little bit about yourself. I know this is probably old hat, but for all the people who may not know this,
So about my channel itself, or me myself,
no, about you. No, we're talking about you.
about me. Well,
About you.
I don't hide it. I'm a 50-year-old single mom of a 9-year-old son. I live here in Texas, but originally from New York. And as you can see, I'm still in my scrubs, so I work for a hospital. So I'm just like a chill, relaxed type of person.
You work at a hospital?
Yes, I
Oh
work
my.
at invasive cardiology. So we do nuclear stress tests, we do the echocardiograms, monitors, EKGs. So we're just non-invasive cardiology.
Oh wow. That leads into what's it like over there? Are you in a clinic, or are you in a hospital? Hospital?
Hospital. So
What's it like? What's it like over there?
well, I work for the hospital, but I'm in a different building that it's still it's still a medical center building. We have like 32 subspecialty clinics in our building, and we have like an outpatient surgery center in our building that I work at. So
Oh yeah, chat is really popping today. Let's see. Everything. Let's see. The world. Oh, I'm just looking at everybody. Looking at everybody. Oh, well, Elijah, I'm not so sure we're going to be asking a question about that. Yeah. So, Elijah wants to ask a question about something. Well, that's something you could talk to her about privately.
mm,
I don't think we need to talk about that here. Yeah, and no diagnosis or prescriptions either. Is your hospital really being overrun by the COVID?
right now, yes, our numbers here are going up, and it's going up more for the kids and the unvaccinated patients now. So we're going back to where, well, we couldn't stop wearing our masks at the hospital because we do patient care. So when you do patient care, you have to wear a mask all the time, just because you don't know who has a immune problem, they couldn't get vaccinated. So we haven't stopped wearing masks. And then me and my son haven't stopped wearing them going outside either because he can't get vaccinated. So
Did you get vaccinated or no?
no, I am. I'm one of the first tier people that did get vaccinated, but my son is not. He's 9, so he's too
Right.
young.
Yeah. 12, and isn't it 12 and under are not vaccinated, right?
They're still doing the trials. Should end at the end of September, and then the FDA I think wants to do a 4 to 6 month post trial period before they approve it for kids over 5 and under 12.
Yeah. Um, I'll be blunt here about that, about the mask. I mean, I just got done saying how the guest who I had last week passed away. He passed away of COVID, pneumonia and COVID. Um, I'm not sure what his situation was. You know, did he have the vaccination? Did he have a pre-existing condition? I don't know. You know, I can't know. I'm not going to speculate on that. But I will just say it's just you know, it's just another, it's just proof that this disease is still out there and it's still, you know, it's still racking, it's still wrecking it. And you know, you need to get the vaccine. Um, you just do, quite honestly. And yeah, this might burn some people, but if you're not doing that vaccine, if you're not doing it for yourself, and if you don't want to do it for yourself, I understand that. That's your personal issue if you want to do that. But unfortunately, the disease is so bad that sometimes you got to swallow that part of you. Like, look,
Yeah.
I don't look, no, look, nobody wants to wear a mask.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to get a new vaccine for a new disease. These anti-vaxxers seem to think that everybody wants this to happen, and nobody wants it to happen.
Yeah.
But it did, and it has. Now we sat through one extreme, and now they're going to the other. One extreme is no one did anything, and
Yeah.
600,000 people died. And I'm
Yeah.
sure you saw a lot of people. I'm sure you saw a lot of people on beds with a sheet over them. And two, now we are have a vaccine to slow this down. Remember, a vaccine's not a cure. A vaccine is just to slow it down. It's just
Yeah.
and this is the first generation of vaccine.
Yeah.
This is not going to I mean,
No,
you know,
yeah, it's not.
it's not designed to stop it, is it?
Nope.
I
It's
mean,
still out there, and there are different variants that are coming up all the time. I think right now there are 12 different variants of it that are here. They have a new one that is just coming out right now, but it's not as prevalent as the Delta. So, but I feel the same way as you. I know everybody has the right to choose whatever they want to. I know people say that it's taking their rights away by having to wear a mask, but you are taking my right away because you're not wearing a mask. Our future generation is at risk now. Our children are the ones that are getting sick and dying now. So, and then our our elders who are our history, who we've learned from and we still have to learn from, they're the ones that were at risk before too. So I am like you. I think everybody should just get the vaccine, put on your big boy panties, your big girl underwear, and just take the shot. But that's my personal opinion.
well, I just had to drop the hammer on my very first person. I've been doing this show for this is my 29th show, and I never had to remove anybody until tonight. So, but I just did. So, yeah, I quite honestly is this: get the vaccine, if not for yourself, but for your neighbor.
Yeah.
Um, that's really what it comes down to. It's like,
Mhm.
you know, if you don't want to do it for yourself, then that's fine.
Yeah.
Don't look at it you're doing it for yourself. Do it like you're doing it for your next door neighbor,
Yeah.
or your fellow churchgoer, or your person in the supermarket that's waiting on you. You know, do for them. You know,
Yeah.
me myself, I had a firsthand. You know, I had it firsthand that you know my wife had cancer. She had cancer for 2.5 years, so she had to go undergo chemotherapy. And
Mm.
let me tell you, she had to wear a mask. Um, uh, she had hold on. Hey Elijah, this is your first and only warning, dude. If you don't have respect for the room, you won't be in the room. Okay. Well, normally I have Hobbs come in here. Yeah. No, we'll just do it that way. Hobbs is my moderator. He comes in and like I never need one. I'm sort of embarrassed by that. It's like, you know, um, yeah. So there you go. Hey Kevin, how are you, sir? It just makes me really angry, I guess. You know, I have really mixed emotions today because I'm sitting here and I'm trying to get my head straight for this interview, and I'm I'm really just bummed out about this, about Vance. He was seemed like a really nice guy when, him and I were talking, and him and I talked, and we're getting excited for the interview, and then all of a sudden, without anything, without any warning at all, you find out that he's really deathly sick, and it's just something. It would be just so shocking. It's like you get up and you hear, hey, did you hear about so and so? And you're sitting there like, no, because you don't expect that, because he was, as far as he was in the best of health, and next thing you know, he's just gone, and it's just like it's sort of unsettling. I think you do a great job. I think you and any other health care worker are doing an awesome job, especially down in a state like Texas, who's going against you. They're not working with you; they're against you, and I find that
They,
just appalling to me. It's like, why aren't they working with the medical field? Why are they working against it? They should be showing you every support. Um, so how do you keep up your morale? I mean, what makes Michele? I mean, what made you? Let's go this way. What made you go into medicine in the first place? Why did you decide to go? Become a
um,
health
I
worker?
started with OBGYN, and I liked helping being with patients that were going through their pregnancies, because you get to stay with them for 9 months, of the year. So you get to make a great relationship and other great connection with everybody. Um, I kind of like fell into becoming a medical assistant. I was first secretarial, and then I went to became a medical assistant. I just had like helping patients and helping people, and trying to help them out. And I'm very low key in the sense that when I'm outside in a group, I don't talk a lot, but when I'm with my patients, I talk a lot, and then here I talk a lot.
Yeah. Do you find your channel? For me, to I started writing a blog to help me cope with Lori's illness, because I didn't have any outlets, so I started writing for that. Um, did you start your channel sort of partly as an outlet for what you were seeing at work?
No, I mostly started my channel. I had gotten divorced. My son was still young. I My parents are older because I'm older, and so I didn't get a lot of help from them. So I was mostly stuck in the house, work, take care of him. That was it. And I found this outlet because it helped me show things that, I would go to work and be like, oh yeah, I got this palette and I got this. And the girls were like, what the heck is that? Okay, fine, Michele. And so I wanted to share it with other people that would appreciate it. And I would make some friends. So that's pretty much why I started my channel. Just for, couldn't get out, was more, secluded at home. I'm more of a homebody than anything else. And I just wanted to share things that I got in my boxes, or a new technique I found. So, and it's pretty much why I started it.
But you started your channel before the pandemic, then.
Yes, I was on YouTube, I think, in 2017 or 2018, but I didn't really start. I posted some videos earlier on with more of my sons doing reviews and stuff, but I didn't really start posting until October, like 22nd. And when I started really in October, I started with 33 friends.
Oh gosh. Yeah,
Yeah.
but you managed. I bet you managed to hold on to them longer than you do today, right?
Mhm. Yes.
Uh, so I mean, so you just started out. Yeah, I didn't know really what I was doing either when I started it. I just thought it'd just be an outlet to share my blog. Um, it's definitely come more than that, obviously. Um, but yeah, but I mean, I find this to be a rather like a bit of therapy, for what's going on. I mean, it's nice to be able to come up there and talk to people, and I think it's gone from just a way to, as a tool to promote my blog, it's come on to a way of self therapy. because I don't know about you. I'm sure you probably see it more than me, but boy, especially within the last 2, 3 months, it just seems more and more that people are just struggling now. I mean, they're struggling more now than they did last year during the pandemic, and it's like I think people have just reached the end of their rope now. I think
Well,
they put up with it all this way up here, and now everybody has a breaking point.
yeah. But I mean, everybody was very, getting excited. The numbers were going down. People were thinking things were going to get back to normal. They jumped the gun, allowing people to do half the things they did, and now we spiked up again. So we're kind of like back where we started at. I mean, I think everybody could put up with certain things when they know there's an end to it versus, okay, when is this going to end now? There's not an end date in sight now.
So I bet you find your channel will be a lot more comforting now to run now, especially since you're not only helping people during the day, but at home when you come here and you do in your channel. Um, I think you do. I think you help a lot of people. I think you do. I think it's one of the reasons why I was really attracted to you in your channel is that you do have that caring spirit about you, the caretaking spirit, and I can relate to that. I'm sensitive to it, and I think a lot of people would really enjoy your content and what you do. It's not necessarily for what you show, but how you show it.
Mm. Yeah,
Now,
I'm just
were you
in.
were you always
Um,
were you always this nurturing as a child? I mean, is this something you picked up from your mother?
um, mm, I would say no. I think as I got older, yes, I've been heavy. So yes, I've been picked on and bullied on when I was younger. I think as I've gotten older, I've gotten more confident in myself. But I think once I started in the medical field and I was able to not prove that I could do something, but it gave me more of a direction to go.
Uh, yeah, yeah. So I mean, yeah, I guess being picked on would, having a hard time as a kid. I mean, there's two ways you could go. You could go with I could become the thing I hate, or I could rise above. So you chose to rise above. Um, what was school like for you? What was high school like for you?
Oh, my high school. I'm not a very school person. Um, my high school, my my first high school, I I guess my freshman year, I hardly ever went. I was the bad child. Um, I went ahead and hung out with my friends more. I wind up, I would say, halfway or more than halfway into it. I made friends with another young girl, and we pretty much ran away together. And so we were out on the streets for a little while. Then I was sent to a group home, and I was in a group home for about ooh, 2 years. And then when I came back out, I went to a Catholic school, which was a business high school. And so that's how I got into secretarial to begin with. And then I graduated from there. But yeah, I was the bad child.
Was it? Do you remember the reason why? What were you? Was it a bad time for you at that time, or you just?
No, I think it's a little bit of everything. My sisters were not the greatest role models, and so they had issues. So my parents were very much strict with me, and so at that point, I was just like, no. I lived in New York City. I, you know, I ran into the wrong people, and at that point, I was just like, oh, I don't need school. Let me go do this. Why do I have to go into class? And so, and when she was having troubles, I kind of like ran away with her. And then, like I said, we went to the group home at first in the city. Then I went upstate to a group home up there for about 2 years.
Yeah, group homes. Yeah, group homes are different, aren't they?
Yeah, and I tell everybody, you know what? Your past is what makes you what you are today. You know, would I say that I would change what I did when I was younger? I probably wouldn't because I wouldn't know not to do certain things now. You know, you learn from your past experiences what to do and what not to do. So,
Yeah, I don't know how you feel about this, but I don't I don't like I don't like when people use their backgrounds
mm,
as an excuse for bad behavior. I
no.
mean, I came up from a rough home. I came up from a broken home. I only had one parent. My neighborhood was rough, so I'm gonna be that way because of that. It's like that's just a really doesn't really fly for me.
Mm,
I know a lot of people that come from from rough neighborhoods and rough backgrounds, but they're not, you know, I mean, look at yourself. Here you are in a group home, and next thing you know, you take those lessons learned, you apply them to yourself. You go to school. You end up going to a medical field. You're ended up being basically a saint. Because you're helping people. A lot of people tend to, they want to use that bad background more as a cushion, more as an excuse. And it's just like it's frustrating to hear that because it's like you're so much more than that.
mm-hmm. That's true. I know people that have still, stayed where they're at, didn't want to try to accomplish anything, and but like I said, you learn from your from not your mistakes, but every adventure, everything that you've gone through in your past makes you what you are today. So, like I said, would I change anything? No. I've learned different things. I met different people. I know different things, and it's just like it just makes me a better person.
So when did you get into when did you discover your love for fashion and beauty?
Uh,
Were you one of those young girls that when you got the latest Cosmo and when you're 14 and looking at it, or the Vogue or whatnot?
nope, not at all. Never was into makeup. I got into makeup at the age of 47. So I'm 50 now. So only 3 years I've been into makeup and beauty products and things along that line. Like I said, right after I got divorced from my husband, at that point, I just said, I got to stop feeling sorry for myself. I have to start doing something else for myself. All those years I was married, it was always he he was a very old-fashioned husband. He's from India, so the wife takes care of the house, the kids. I work, so it was all about him, my son. Nothing was about Michelle. And so once we got divorced, and I had to do more things on my own, I got everything, situated with me and my son, got our routine and stuff. I just said, well, I got to do something for me, and so I went to makeup.
How old were you? How long were you married?
About 10 years.
10 years.
Yeah.
Ah, that's
Yeah.
a that's a that's a long time.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
We had our son, and he just couldn't grasp it in his head that when you have a kid, things take slower. You can't
Oh,
go there that you want to go to. He still wanted to hang out with friends. He wanted to do that, and so it was at that point. No, we got a family now. It's not just us. When I met him on Cayman Island. So I met him online, and so then I moved to Cayman Islands, Grand Cayman, and we were there. So it was just me and him for about 6 years.
you know, it's funny you mentioned that because um, it's funny is that when I met Lori, I met and her and I we talked. We were older too when we met, and we talked about kids too. I mean,
Mm.
not everybody's wired for kids.
Yeah.
My parenthood wire basically got snapped in half when my brother got killed. After I saw that and how it happened, I just didn't want to have any kids.
Mm.
And I was honest with her. I told her that I was not parenthood material. I just
Mm,
wasn't. She thought I was. She says I see, I know your temperament. I see it, you know, and I was like, I don't want to be a father. And I said, but you know, if you want to be a mother, I will understand that, you know, and I was going to step out of it, you know. I was like,
yeah,
but we stayed together, and quite honestly, I'll be real honest. I don't know if anybody will be this honest, but you know what? I don't. After the first year, um, we didn't want. You know, she you know, initially she thought about it, but after that, we didn't want we didn't want kids because honestly, I didn't want to share.
yeah.
You know, really honestly, I'm just being brutal here. I was like, I didn't want to share. I didn't want to share her with anybody. You know, I loved her life the way it is, and I just loved it. I
Mm,
mean, you know, and it's like when you have a child, you're right. It's a tremendous responsibility, and you no longer are able to give attention to your partner 100% like you used to. Now the partner might get 33% of that because the kid's going to get the majority of it. It just
mhm,
happens that way. And the more kids you have, the more less time you really do have.
mhm.
So unless you understand that going into it, you know, if you understand that, hey, when you have kids, this is going to happen, then don't have kids. You know,
Yeah,
you know, you can't have kids if you're like, well, wait a minute. I mean, what do you mean? I don't, what do you mean you and I can't run away for a weekend together by
yep,
our, you know, now you got kids. What do you mean we got to spend money on school clothes?
yep. I
Um,
think that's what eventually got to him. And then when we moved here, my family was here. So now he had to share me with my family and with the child. And so, and then he moved here. And so he was trying to learn how to get around places. He was learning how to adjust here in the States. Because, like you said, he's from India. And so he was trying to adjust with a whole bunch of things. And, at one point it was just like, what I say was devastated when we first divorced, yes. But then afterwards I said, oh my gosh, I took care of two kids, my son and my husband. Now I could run things by myself much more smoother and easier than I was able to do when I was married.
right. Now, were you able to? I mean, when you were obviously when you married, did you guys ever go shopping together? Like, did you ever go clothes shopping together? Did he ever encourage you you know, to get things for yourself and to dress up?
Not really. He was more of he lived in Jamaica. He then lived on Cayman Islands. He was a very, he only dressed up when he did his job because it was jewelry, high-end jewelry, sales and stuff. But otherwise than that, he would come home, he put on a rinky-dink short,
No.
flip-flops. He was down to earth. You know, he would be like, oh, why are you taking forever getting ready? Let's get out of here, you know. But
Wow.
I think that he, like you said, there's some people that are made to be parents, and there's some that are not meant to be parents. Not that they're not a bad person. Some
Right.
people are off without kids, and some people do very well with one or more kids. So it just takes all kinds. I just think he was one that was probably not meant to have kids. But my son was my ninth pregnancy. I had lost my other pregnancies before him, so he was my little miracle. That.
Wow.
Mm,
Nice. Oh my gosh. That
mm,
wow. I did not even know that. I don't think I've ever heard you mention that.
yes,
Um,
it is my little miracle. My son, right before him, was born. He's about 22 weeks, but he didn't make it. And the other ones were a little bit, like 12 weeks, 16 weeks. So he was my little miracle. So that's how come he's so spoiled right now.
that's that's a rough thing to hear. Miscarriage is just yeah, that's real rough. I mean, I've known a couple of people who've had miscarriages, and you know, it's devastating. It you know, but I mean, the fact that you still wanted to have a child and you know and you believed in it, I mean, that's amazing. What's your son? If you don't mind, you don't have to, because I know some people don't like that. But uh, do you have, or mention just his first letter? But what's your son's name? I mean, is it okay to
Oh,
ask that?
comes on my channel too, so he's Caden. He
Okay.
has even his own channel, which
Oh,
after I grow more, we will work on his channel more. But
oh,
yeah,
okay.
he does the treat boxes and stuff like that with me. I put it on my channel and then on his channel. So
So so you said you were 47 before you discovered the inner beauty, the fashion and beauty guru that you have become. What was that like? I mean, what was the one moment when you were like, were you shopping and you saw a pretty lipstick and you're going like, that's not a bad color. Let me go try that out.
no, really, I started watching unboxings. Other people do uh, unboxings, and I didn't even know they had things like that until I came on YouTube. I don't know how I found an unboxing, but I had found Just Ann, and she was the first person I watched. And from there, I got into Patty uh, Patty Westbrook, Laura Lee, Jeffree Star. Kind of like spread. So you watch one person, they mention somebody else. You continue watching other people. So that's how I kind of like learned how to do any makeup is by watching everybody else on YouTube.
Unboxings are addictive, aren't they?
Yes, they are. they they are. I put it this way. I love getting the mystery. I love getting a different box and showing something off. But there's sometimes I have to rein it in sometimes because my wallet is saying, no, you can't do that anymore.
Well, do you. Oh, Casey's mentioning me and my ex used to watch a lot of unboxing videos, fun stuff, especially the mystery boxes. Yeah, I have to admit, I watch my fair share. I'm admitting this to you and everybody else. I enjoy watching some of the beauty channels.
Mm,
Rainbow Goth, Brandy.
mm.
Oh my gosh, her channel. Delilah LaFay, which is Rachel, and my newest favorite channel right now, because I'm just addicted to it, it's just so much fun, is Mary Catherine Loves Cats.
Yes, I know Mary Catherine. Mary
Isn't
Catherine,
her channel the best? I mean,
yeah,
seriously, of course,
she knows.
I'm going to say that because I'm a cat guy.
Yes, no, I've known Mary Catherine Loves Cats for quite some time. She's one of the first group of beauty unboxing try on kind of people that I kind of like started with and that I knew. We did a collab for autism quite some time ago, so we were in a collab doing that. So I know her from I think quite some time now.
Uh, how do you guys do a collaboration? Explain what a collaboration is.
So right now I'm doing one right now. It's a color series collab. So sometimes somebody else will, have an idea and then they try to bring a bunch of other people together to see, who wants to do this collab. So I wanted to do a color series collab where we use a full face of the same color and wanted to do it once a week for, about 4 weeks just to kind of like, help us with our content and then help us with our numbers. And so right now we started on a DM and Instagram. We're in a group chat and we all talked about what we were going to do, what we're not going to do. Somebody made the thumbnails, so we all have the same thumbnails. We post about the same time. And then the only difference between in this collab versus the last one I did with the group, we did one big giveaway then, but this time everybody gets to choose if they're going to do individual giveaways on each one of their videos or one big one at the end. So, and it's just a lot of like, you have to find people that you have things in common with, that you guys watch each other, you support each other, and so this way you're kind of like in tune. Because for this club, like the other one, everybody needs to subscribe to all the channels, and so you kind of like help each other out within that collab. So it's just not like, oh, well, you put one up and that's it. No, go ahead, check out the other channels. And so you bring people to their channel, they bring people to yours. So you kind of like
Right.
sharing.
That, yeah, okay, I can definitely see that. I can see that. I mean, not only you collaborating with the project, I mean, with the either the the fashion or the beauty, but you use it to help build up each other's channels, and
Hmm.
you actually done organically because it's not really being identified as a growth channel, which means that YouTube isn't going to be sitting over looking over your shoulder, making sure that people aren't saying, sub to me. Now it's just like, that's one thing I don't do. I don't do that very well on my channel, and especially during the series. I don't mention my channel enough. I don't tell people to come subscribe to me or anything. I just find myself, I'm so busy talking to the person that I don't even think about it until after the show's over, and then I go like, oh, I forgot to mention people to give me a sub. I
That's
always
why,
yeah.
that's why you need more than one moderator. Your moderators are the ones who are rooting for you as you're doing your talk and your live. They're the ones telling everybody, hey, go ahead, subscribe, thumbs up, share. So, and that's what they're for. They're watching the chat, making sure, welcoming everybody in so everybody feels comfortable. So,
Right. Well, I see Kevin's here, so I'll just let him do it.
yeah, TuberChat is amazing. That
I better go. I better go get his two turntables and a microphone before. Um. So, do you get your? Do you get your? I mean, you mentioned earlier about the wallet per se, but now that you've done this for a while, do are you seen as an influencer? Do companies come to you now and ask you to show off their products?
right now I have Lilo Beauty, which they just gave me a bag to go ahead and do as a giveaway.
Mm,
Now had one other company that I did. They gave me a brush and a brush set for your face, and they gave me a discount code to give to everybody. So I've gotten that. Yes Style, I am now an influencer for them. I just got
ooh.
project product from them, and so I need to do the review there. But for that one, I make a commission or a small commission on the sale.
Okay.
And I also had Angie Poo, which I just was on her show for a combo on her show. She's going to be giving me, she's doing a lifestyle box. And so she's going to give me one so I could open up on my channel. So, and I put out some feelers out there, and all they could do is say, well, no, we can't use you, but you go to the companies and say, hey, do you have a PR list? I'm a small but growing, YouTube channel, you know,
I was going to ask you, I mean, do they ask you, is it important to have like a large channel, or because, is it anybody over 1,000? They probably consider anybody with over 1,000 a pretty good channel, right?
um, when I first started, I think I got to about 300, and I had written yes style, and I had said, hey, could I get on a PR list, blah blah blah. They reviewed me and they told me no.
Yeah.
And out of the blue, I think after I hit like after my 700, 600 subscriber, they turned around and said, hey, we want you as an influencer now, to be on our
Oh,
thing.
oh,
And
now you want me.
yeah, so yes, I do think that there's a certain number or a certain place that you get to that, they'll be like, hey, yeah, do you want to get a free box? And you have some weird places, especially on Instagram and Twitter. Everybody's like, oh, we got a free product, blah, blah, blah. And
Yeah, I don't trust those
you
at all.
gotta pay. And it's just like, I don't pay attention to half of them.
No. I'll post a picture of the cheetah up on Instagram, and since he is a cheetah, everybody like, holy, holy cow, there's a, you have a cheetah, and then I'll get a lot of those people saying they're going like, yeah, we want you to, we want you to let us use your cat, your cheetah, and your on our campaigns, and I go like, I said, I say, sure, that's $250 because they ask me for money. They'll sit there and
Yeah.
say, and then but when they ask me, I write them back and says, well, my normal asking rate is if you want to use the picture of Paladin, you have to send me $250 per picture when you do. And for some reason, they never answer me back. I really, I don't understand that. I mean, they came to me and they're going like, we really like your cheetah. We'd like to run a campaign. And then, but when I mention my fee, it just goes away. I don't get it.
Yep.
But I'm with you. I remember the first time I wrote I wrote to a film company. I wrote to Olive Films, and I'm saying I write a blog and I do film reviews and I'm doing obscure films and whatnot. And I said, would you, I got, doing 30,000 views a year and whatnot. I said, would you like to come, work with, can we work together? And they went over and looked at my product and they came back and says, no. I'm like, okay. And that was early on. That was early on too. And of course, then I got some really good, started working with Warner Brothers and some other folks. And yeah, they came back and they wanted to work with me. And I'm like, I didn't even give them the time of day. It's like, you know what? I'm all right. I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're gonna have. I mean, I tell everybody, somebody had given me good advice, and they said, you know what, Michelle, you're not gonna know unless you try. So now I'm just going to different companies, different boxes. I contact them. I said, hey, if you have a PR list, I would love to be. This is my channel, and I give them my information, and you know, I might hear from somebody. I might not hear from somebody. I might hear from somebody after I reach 1,000 subscribers. I have no idea. But all they can do is say no, and that's it. The other funky ones, when they answer, if they say they want to give you something for free, you shouldn't have to pay shipping or handling. You shouldn't
Yeah.
have to pay
I
anything
thought
else.
you said for free. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just like at that point, no. But you also got to watch out because I do know that with the brush company, they gave me that product. I did put the link uh, for the discount code and stuff, but I do know that they could take part of my video or my picture or something and put that in as free publicity for them. And so instead of having to pay a model or somebody else to do it, they now have used my stuff. So that's some of the things they have to look at when you agree to take a sponsored product, you
Sure.
know.
I get that. I mean that's part of it. I mean, as long as they're sending you something for free and
Mhm.
there's no catch to it, like it's free, but you have to pay $24 to ship it. I mean, if they truly are giving it to you for 100% for free, I'm okay. I'm all right. I mean, that was part of it with me. When I wrote, when I wrote reviews, when
Mhm.
I write my reviews, um, I've had people borrow clips from my reviews and
Mhm.
use it for theirs, and I'm fine with that. I don't have any problem with that. Um, but no, I would not wanted that to happen if they sat there and say, yeah, we want to send you a free mystery box, and and the only mystery is why are you paying the shipping and shipping and handling to it,
And I had somebody tell me once that, if somebody comes up to you with that deal, and let's say they're going to give you a headset, which is $100 headset, but you're just going to have to pay the shipping of $15. As long as you know you're going to get the product, then that $15 is you're still coming out ahead,
Yeah.
But
I
if
mean,
they want to do
you could turn around and eBay it, I guess.
yeah, if you're sending me a $20 mystery box and you want me to pay $30 in shipping, then no, it could be worth it.
No. Um, so what kind of fashions do you like? I mean, what kind of clothes do you shop for? I mean, are you like are you a bargain hunter? Or are you do you go for the discounts? Do you like shopping the mall?
Now,
What's some of your favorite designs?
I tell everybody I'm not cheap, I'm frugal. I am a single mom, so there's certain things that I'll pay for and other things that I won't. You'd be surprised with all the makeup and stuff that I have. I don't pay full price for any of the makeup. It's just how it is. As far as my fashion, I'm in scrubs, you know, sometimes 6 days out of the week. So when I'm home and we're just playing around, I'm in a shorts and a t-shirt kind of thing. I'm no fashion sense anyway. My makeup, I always have to make makeup on, but what I'm wearing on my body, it's like whatever is comfortable.
So if we walked over your closet right now, what will we see inside your closet?
Lots of scrubs, lots of t-shirts, uh, and sneakers. I don't wear heels or shoes. I'm in sneakers 7 days out of the week.
Is it hard to be a fashion blogger when you don't have the clothes, or
Uh,
do you see any clothes that you really like and you like to get them, but you don't because you don't have the
no,
opportunity to wear
not
them? Or
really, because more of my stuff is more the makeup, the boxes, the unboxings, the mystery boxes. Those are more what I I'm more known for is as Genetti Corner says, I'm the boxing queen, unboxing queen. So, but that's more of what I'm known more than my sense of clothing style. So,
Ava's inside the house. I gotta say hi to her. She runs a super cute uh skit on her channel the other day about gingerbread men, and it was hilarious, absolutely hilarious, very creative, very funny. So I just wanted to acknowledge that that was a lot of fun. Do you ever watch Ava? You ever watch Ava?
no, I don't think I'm friends with Ava, but I will definitely
Uh,
go check her out.
yeah, I'll have to. Yeah, she's a hoot, and she's like me. She believes that coffee is life. So her and her husband Doug, they do music on Fridays. So a tremendous channel, a lot of fun. Yeah, I guess I should do that. Though I normally don't do this during the interview section, I will do this now. But uh, please feel if you guys want to connect with each other in the chat, please do so. If you're not connected with everybody, like I said, I normally don't do that during this type of interview, but I'm just going ahead and just tell that to everybody. If you haven't connected with anybody in the chat, please do so.
And
Um, because that's
quickly,
how you and I met.
the host.
You and I, yeah, you and I met through TuberChat. So that's how you and I became friends. So yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. You really encourage people. Do you feel like you help a lot of people with your channel? I mean, you what kind of a response do you get from it?
I'm hoping that I show enough support. I mean, as you get bigger and you have more friends, it's harder to get to everybody's channel and to
Yeah.
support them 100%. I know there's a good handful of people that we're constantly back and forth, and we're trying to support, but that's why I like to do the interviews. That's how come I want to try to do the panels, get those together, so everybody could kind of like get to know each other, connect with each other, help each other out, learn some new stuff. Like I said, TuberChat, he he was amazing. I would say that I've met so many great supportive friends through TuberChat, that I mean, I'm so thankful to him. So
Well, yeah, I'm thankful for it too. I mean, for Kevin, I mean, him and I have we have a lot of similar background, and he makes for a great interview too. You and I both interviewed him, so yeah. Is your interview still popping?
you know,
Mine
I've been
is.
I've been looking, but it's like the weirdest thing. I haven't even been paying attention to old stuff, and I just saw I have Wacky Weird Wednesday from 2 months ago, and I've been getting like 28 views a day, and I didn't even know. It's almost at 1,000 views. I was like, where did this pop up? This was 2 months ago. Why is it still going? And
Oh yeah.
not realizing in my head that this is forever. Everything that you post, so anybody could see it a year, 2 years from now, and you can still get views from it then.
Yeah. No, I think it's true. I mean, Hobbs is here. My good buddy Hobbs is here, and that's a good example because he has a playlist which I am totally enamored of now. Now I'm a playlist nut. Playlists work. If you have any doubt, playlists work. You want to help grow your channel, create a playlist.
Yeah.
You want to, or at least increase your views. Make a
Mhm.
playlist. Um, uh, yeah, Hobbs has a great playlist, and and I looked, I watched it all the way through. He does the van life, and I watched it all through. It's tremendous. It's a tremendous asset, and to me, it's like the type of content that you're bringing out.
Mhm.
Um, One, because people can always hear it in your voice. You're
Yeah.
super happy in what you do.
Mhm.
uh, People are drawn to that. So that I think that makes well, that's what makes your channel and you such an attractive place to go to and people watch is because you really have high energy. Your son, people see how you interact with your son.
Mhm.
Um, like I've seen channels where kids are coming on or around, and the person on camera will shoo them away, or he sort of like side bark at them, like go down, sit down somewhere. And the thing is, you're doing a channel, you're doing a show, and you see that, and it's just like, wow, you're not really attracted to that.
Yeah.
Um, or
I think
people will brag what they're getting.
Mhm.
I got this and I got that, and it's like, okay, so you got a little bit of something, something.
Mhm.
Um, we're not here for that. We're not here. It's not for that.
Mhm.
We want to know why is this so much fun for you? What
Mhm.
what what did you get? What excitement do you have in sharing it to other people? And I think you do a really good job for that, Michelle. And I love the idea that you're expanding now because you just mentioned it, and I was going to, but you started your own interview series.
Yes. Yes,
So
definitely did. I thought, I mean, not that there are rules here and there, but there's certain things that you don't want to go on somebody else's live and promote your channel. It's just rude to go ahead and do that. And so I thought doing the interviews or the conversations with everybody else, I could they could promote themselves. They could talk about themselves. Everybody can know kind of like what their channel's about. And I thought it was just a way of, you know, helping out my fellow YouTube creator and friends and try to help them out and let people know that they are around.
yeah, but you go much deeper than that. Your interviews are like on the same level as mine. I mean,
Yes.
you're not just there to, yeah, I watched your interviews. It's not the same level. It's not just the surface questions. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you talked to that one lady, Jeanette, I think she has MS.
Yes.
And
Yes.
yeah, you guys went into depth about that,
Yes.
and I thought that was really compassionate. You showed a lot of compassion for her and her condition and gave her a platform to explain it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
that's a lot more powerful than just like, okay, so what do you wear when you have a bad day? You
Yes.
know, I mean, like what kind of band-aid do you slip on your arm after you get your shot for your MS? And believe me, there's channels that are that shallow that they would ask a question like that. And
No, I'm like you. I start with one thing and then questions come up as I'm talking to the person. There's some basic things that I want to know and want to ask somebody, but then things go a different way as you're talking to the person, or another question pops up in your head, and so you go into a different direction. But the person that's in front, like you, Patrick, yourself, even though you are the person who makes your channel. So yes, you want to know a little bit about the person versus just the channel. You want to know about the channel, but you want to know about the person. And that's what, like you said, draws a person to watching one channel versus another. If you really don't like that person's attitude, well, you're never going to really watch their channel again, but they're pretty cool, you know something about them, you connect with them. And so you want to keep on coming and keep on watching and seeing where they're going and what they're going to do next. So.
One of our favorites just walked in. Tiffany Loves T-shirts just came in. Hey, Tiffany.
Hey, Tiffany.
Tiffany's she's so much fun. I have so much. I think of all the people in TuberChat in the TuberChat, I think I have the most fun with her. Yeah, because we're always trying to get Kevin to ride a roller coaster. We'll put like hashtag roller coaster ride when he does his streams from the amusement park. We're always telling get Kevin to get on a roller coaster. Or her taking over the wheel. Like she'll have her name on the whole thing. Like Tiffany wears t-shirts. There's like 6 of them. Yeah, have her take over another spot. So we have a lot of fun. Glad you're here. What made you decide to do the interview series?
It was more for the fact that as I learned more from other channels, and like I said, I wanted a place or a platform for somebody to talk about what they're doing next, and not having to worry about, oh well, is that politically correct to talk about, hey, I'm going to have a live stream next week. And it's like, if you go ahead and you do it in somebody's chat, other people look at it like, oh, you're being rude. This is their live stream and you're talking about your live stream. And there's some people you could do that with, like Corinne, Hildy DC. I could Sam. I could talk about, hey, yeah, my live stream is going up, but other places, they look at it as being rude.
Yeah,
and I have a platform for people to talk about it.
Yeah, promotion is a very tricky thing. In fact, I was actually trying to figure out how to promote our interview because like most of the time I'm either interviewing, an actor or a director. I mean, this is my first interview I've done with a beauty channel. I had actually asked not only you, but I actually had asked the Mary Catherine Loves Cats to come on. Well, I just wanted to see Smudge and Blue, but don't tell her I said that. If I tell Mary Catherine, it says, yeah, I just wanted you just for your cats, because her cats are really sweet. But this is my first interview I've done like this, and so I was thinking of going like, how could I promote this? How do I promote this? But the cool thing is, I have an ace up my sleeve when it comes down to Michele. Now, many of you know Michele as healthcare nurse, superhero at the hospital, loving mother, interviewer, beauty, fashion. But there's something else about Michele you guys might not know. Me and Hobbs, we know. Doomsday knows. This Doomsday's in here. Interweb Kaiju, if you're still here, Casey knows. That is Michele absolutely loves horror movies.
Oh yeah.
Now, how about that? Now, a lot of people do not know that. I picked up on it when I'm sitting there watching her at the midnight hour, and she's just dropping bomb questions and showing off her knowledge about good horror films. Totally a hoot. I was just like, wow, that was how much fun is that?
As I tell everybody, I'm very I'm across everything.
Yes, but I don't know how many different ladies would actually be able to sit here and tell you why Michael Myers' kills on Halloween are much better than Jason's on Friday the 13th. Yeah. Or could you rank the 10 best? Could you rank the 10 best horror films of the 2010s? Oh yeah, no problem. Let me just tell you that. Like I can tell you my favorite Godzilla movie. Not too many ladies can do that. I thought that was tremendously fun. But how do you promote your channel before I get into the horror movie aspect of things? How do you promote your channel? What do you find hardest to do, when you sit down and you do your content? how do you decide what you're going to do, and how do you decide how to promote it?
That's kind of hard with unboxings. And not that they're limited. There are other different boxes out there, but there are thousands of people that have BoxyCharm, and so we're all trying to put our videos out there. So it's something I'm still learning right now. Um, I had a Jeffree Star box, one of his mystery boxes. I wind up being very lucky that I had gotten it one of the first people that got it, and I got over almost 5,000 views on that video. It's because I got it first. Unfortunately, with boxes, the first person that gets it, the first person that shows it, that's the person that gets the most views. So it's it's still a learning process on that. I don't think there's one right way, one wrong way to put out the boxes and how I promote it. It's just sometimes it's the luck of the draw. I
Are
do,
some boxes more popular than others?
yes, some are. I just got rid of my germ store because it wasn't really getting the views. But my Glitz Glam box is starting to get more views now. But it depends on the month. Sometimes my Birch box will be good, and sometimes it won't. Sometimes my FabFitFun will be really excellent, and this time it's been like with views. So it just it just varies. I think it's who gets out there first, and after a while, after you see 10 people do the same box, even with a little bit of variation, after that, when that 11th person puts their stuff out, you're like, maybe I'll go watch it. Maybe I won't.
Is it a race against time to get a box out faster than anybody else?
Yes, it definitely is. You want that box to come in fast. Like right now, I got the ColourPop mystery box. It still hasn't come in, but there have been so many people now that have put it up. So if I get it in another week or two, I'll get some views for it, but I wouldn't get like the thousands of views that people that put it up last week got. So it's just it's just whatever comes in first, and that's how come I try to find different boxes that nobody else gets, and hoping that it'll spark some interest. But I want to put some more boxes in there. I want to put different boxes. I want to do a more of lifestyle box. I want to do a cooking box. I'm trying to find different ones that might interest people, not just the beauty box.
Yeah, I don't see very many people. Yeah, I liked how you expanding, going back to circle back to your interview series, and I noticed that I noticed the first thing I thought of when I saw you were going to do that was I thought it was just a smart way to enhance your channel, to add on something else that nobody else is really doing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it does seem like there's a little bit more people talking to each other these days. Like people, but a lot of the times it's just the same old people. It's the same within the horror community. Though someone will say, "Oh, I'm having a live stream, and here's my special guest," and it's just somebody you've already seen on there 30,000 times.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, and you're not really excited about it. When you get something new and fresh, somebody you don't really get to talk to or see anymore, or don't know anything about, you know, then to be able to come on there and show them off and give them a platform to talk about themselves. Um, yeah, I can see how like I said, it enhances your channel. Now I'm there. I'm here to, I'm here to watch, what's your channel about, to, now after I see that, then I might want to explore other things. Like, what else does she do on her channel? She's a great interviewer. So what else does she have? So then people tend to explore. Um,
Mm-hmm.
which I hope is which is really the goal. Your goal is you want people to watch all aspects of your channel, because really, in effect, it's really all aspects of your personality.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can see how, by looking at your channel, you can see how you're a mom. You see how you like fashion and beauty. You like to talk. I mean, your live streams are legendary. I mean, no, not kidding, not kidding. I think the longest live stream I did was like 4.5 hours, and I can barely talk after that. That's the next day I didn't talk. I was talked out. I saw one of your live streams and you were on for 8 hours. I'm just
Yeah.
like, how the how the heck is she staying on there for 8 hours and keeping it fresh and relevant? Believe me, but if I'm talking by myself,
Mm,
people are tuning me off about 30 minutes. They're going like, all right, we've had enough of that guy. But you managed to keep people popping for
mm,
8 hours. Yeah, I think that has to do with a lot to do with your personality, which is extreme. Like I said before, it's extremely spirited. It's high. It's high energy. It's really bubbly. People are really attracted to that. And I think in today's world, the way it's shaped now and what's going on, I think people are really drawn to that. Um, like me with like here I am. I'm a 57-year-old widower, but
mm.
I'm incredibly drawn to watching Mary Catherine or
Yeah.
your channel or Brandy's channel or Rachel's channel. It's not horror. I just like the energy. Um, I like the fact that you're out there giving it. You're more of a you're definitely more of a giver than a taker. Um, and I think your
I,
interview series was really good.
I think that's when people always say that, oh, you're beauty. It's like, if you see my the people that I know, the people that I'm connected with, I'm connected to horror. I'm connected to mukbangers, to cooking channels, to fly fishing, to RVers, to homesteaders. I have a lot of people that I've met that are in so many different genres than beauty. I have more friends outside of the beauty community than I do within the beauty community.
Right. Um, Yeah, I've tried watching those mukbangers. I have a hard time with that one.
No, I have
Just sitting there
fun.
watching someone eat in front of me, I'm just like, no, no.
Kind of mukbanger. Janetti's Corner, Chris Phoenix, they're talking to you and they're eating, but they're not like having, stuff all over here. They're having a conversation. So it's like you're going to dinner with somebody and, having a conversation with them. So
I
some
think
of
if
the,
I think if, I think if they sat at the table like this instead of
mm,
head on, it might
mm,
be better for someone like me. But
mm,
me watching someone eat head on,
yeah.
uh, put me on a roller coaster with Kevin and Tiffany.
It depends. They have some like really hardcore ASMR mukbangers, and those are the ones that are sitting there and they're crunching and they're shoving like a whole chicken leg in their mouth, and they're, you know, though
Yeah,
I watch those, but
yeah, I can't do that.
yeah.
So where did your love of movies come from?
I've always been, I put it this way, I have been not a sci-fi, more of a fantasy. Used to read books all the time. So Lord of the Rings, the Shannara books, uh,
Mm,
Dragons. I've read so many fantasy books, more with the warlocks and demons and, white wizards, gray wizards, things along that line. And I used to watch a lot of like the Velveteen Rabbit and things that were just in that kind of like field. But then my grandfather was into horror, so he used to bring us to see horror films. And I remember going to watch It's Alive. If you remember what It's Alive was,
oh yeah, I remember
now that
that.
I now that I look back at it, it really wasn't a scary. It really wasn't that scary. But
No,
as a young child, that my sisters used to put the doll underneath the sofa and stick it over there like it's alive, like it was coming after me. Yes, yeah, I got picked on a lot. But he started me pretty much with the horror films, and I just watched from there. I found it fascinating, you know, some of the older ones, the Ant, the Blob, started watching films like that. And, from there, I
Godzilla.
yeah, I could watch Godzilla, Kung Fu, watch all that. Um, I could watch, the. I think I'm into a lot more zombies now, but I'm into gore. I've watched some really old, gory, you know, head popping off, face coming this way.
Yep.
Then am in but I could watch also like Hannibal Lecter. I could watch more of that thinking kind of mystery kind of. It's not really horror, but it still is horror in a sense. I watch a little bit of everything.
Yeah, I could tell. I could
Yeah,
tell, especially with horror films, because you're sitting over there and I'm watching you out of the corner of the eye, and you're asking me all these questions. I'm like, these are really good questions, and I'm going like, she's asking the right questions, and so when I can, whenever we have a guest on the midnight hour, and I see you in there, and I don't know if you noticed, but I do try to ask a lot of the questions that you present because they're really strong questions. They're not, I mean, because like I said, with your interview series, what I really liked about your interview series is that you're not going for just the surface. You're not afraid to go deep. You're not afraid to ask the tough questions. You know, asking somebody, like, why did you get divorced? That's
yeah,
a tough question to ask somebody. It's like, for one, someone could go there and say, it's none of your business. And you risk that, especially
yeah,
doing a live interview. When you're doing it live, you ask someone a question like that, you do risk that. And that could be a little bit of embarrassing. But the person who's answering the question, if they sense that you really do care and you really are invested in them, they tend to open up and answer you. And I definitely feel like a lot of people sense that with you, so they open up with you. Same thing with your questions when you ask about the movies. Um, uh, let's see, Tiffany's singing "Go Go Godzilla" by Blue Oyster Cult.
no,
Okay.
yeah.
Tiffany, Tiffany, we're gonna have you come up here and actually sing that song one of these days.
No, the horror films, like I said, I love Alien, but I watch things like Sharknado. I mean, Snakes on the Plane. I mean, I go here and there. I
What
love,
about Hereditary?
yes, I watched Hereditary.
What do
Uh,
you think?
you know,
Overrated?
I see good things in all movies. I try to say, I mean, I watch B-rated movies. I watch, I you know, look at Sharknado. Um,
You haven't seen Ouija Shark yet. That's must
oh no,
view.
no, but I've watched a lot of shark movies, and a lot of the about Lava Island, and when there's natural disasters that happen, and a lot of the acting is not very good, and the girl is screaming 7 minutes after she got hit in the head with something. It's just I've watched a lot. Yeah, I have. I just like watching films. It's like, but I'm not into all the love films. Yeah, I could watch a lovey-dovey film every once in a
Okay.
while. I
Okay.
could
Well,
watch.
hold on. Wait, I gotta interject here. How is it that a beauty and fashion channel who talks about all the cool makeup and all the palettes and all the all the beauty mask and all the cool? How is it that you're not into the lovey-dovey stuff?
I'm not. Um, I don't know why. I don't know if I'm just a realist right now, and it's like, you throw in a coin and a fountain, and your wish comes true 2 minutes later. I watch them every once in a while. I watch a comedy every once in a while, but I have more fun watching, somebody go ahead and they're running, and then they go up the stairs into their bedroom. And it's like the front door was right there. Why didn't you go out the door? You're gonna run up the stairs like everybody else, and you're gonna get killed.
Do you find you so you want to you talk back to the screen?
Oh yes, I do.
Oh my gosh, that's the best.
Yeah.
Hi Marshall, how are you, sir? Marshall's here. He
Hi.
is in Kentucky today. All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Casey gave the thumbs up approval. Sharknado is fun. Um, uh, see,
Yeah, I
Tiffany and
have.
Hob. Oh, yep. See, I too am a food challenge person. So I think that's Tiffany saying that she wants to come on and do a food challenge on our channel.
Oh,
Huh. Huh. Well,
I'll
now, if
do
we really,
that.
if Tiffany is really brave, she'd go over there and challenge Danny from a girl in the movie to a chili off. Did you see that video?
Oh no, but I do have one of not the one chip, but it's the bag of the hot chip. It's the ghost pepper chips that I have. So me and my son are going to try to do that.
Oh, you can't let your boy do that one. Oh
Oh
God,
no,
no.
he wants to. My
Oh,
son is getting adventurous as me. I have something planned for Christmas that me and him are going to do, and it's a normal candy that everybody used to during the holidays, and it comes in many funky flavors.
what's that?
Candy cane.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I just. Oh my gosh.
shiitake.
Our friend Rick's here. Rick's here.
Yeah.
I gotta. Rick's actually been a guest on the show. So I just find it really sort of amusing that that you don't watch any of the lovey-dovey stuff when but it's cool though. It's like it's fun. So what I mean, and you're gonna you're gonna film your son and you do that ghost pepper chip.
Yes, I on his channel we've done 19 different flavors of the Pringles, and we tried all the flavors, and we've done different things on his channel.
Man, I don't know that ghost pepper. I'm just thinking I'm just watching grown adults like die, and I'm like, I don't know, man. I would do a test run with your son before
Yeah,
doing it on camera. Yeah, because nobody wants to sit there and watch a little boy eat a ghost pepper and start screaming
he
because that could happen.
eats spicy food. He eats that like I tell you, my ex-husband is from India, and so he's gotten that. He could take that heat.
Oh my. Yeah, that will be very entertaining. We definitely will have to. We'll definitely have to. I'll definitely tell everybody when that goes up. Where do you plan on doing that?
That's going to be for one of my 25. Well, that one is probably going to be coming up soon. I just got some of the treat bags, and so we need to record for those. And then I found a couple of weird new things like freeze dried ice cream.
Oh yeah, yeah. They call it like there's one called Dippin' Dots that they do that.
Uh,
That's really
this
good. Those are
is
really good.
this is what they astronauts use. Hold on, I think I have it here. Where did I have it at?
Yeah, Dipping Dots. Yeah.
This is
All
an
right.
ice cream sandwich. It's a
Oh,
freeze dried ice cream sandwich.
wow, that'll be cool.
Yeah. So it's like things like that I've been trying to get some weird things, and we're going to sit down and try all the different stuff, and we're going to probably just do a video on that.
Yeah, Hobbs wants to try out a different hot sauce every midnight hour. We're still talking about it. We got to line up all the different hot sauces and have him just go through it one at a time. We're gonna combine him with hot sauce. We're gonna combine it with he'll take a ghost pepper chip and then he'll dip it in a Dunkaroo and then he'll eat it. And that's what we're working on that for the midnight hour. Um,
No,
so what kind of
my
movie? Okay, what horror movies are right now? Would you recommend to people if they're, because I'm waiting for you actually to do this on your channel. I'm waiting for you to start doing horror movie reviews.
I know. Um, right now, oh my gosh, I just finished the series right now. I'm like going back to the Vampire Diaries. I didn't watch all of them, so I'm kind of like re-watching those. And then also, I just watched a really good one the other day. It was on Netflix. And it was, I have to find the name of it. It was really weird. And you thought it would be like a cheesy movie, but there's this girl that she goes back to her home country in Peru or somewhere like that, and the voodoo priestess, and she wind up having a demon inside her, and then they had to get the demon out of her, and she was stuck in there, and her cousin was the only one that she was talked to, and at the end the demon came out, killed the other old shaman, and then now she became the shaman. It was pretty good. I just
Wow.
watched
Okay.
shows. If I just go into the horror section of Hulu or Netflix or Peacock, I have that one, and I'll just play random movies. It's just like, okay, it's a horror one. I watch. I just saw one that they were on a plane going to your friend's wedding, and the pilot just got had a heart attack, and so they had to go. They didn't know how to fly the plane, and I was in the
Mm,
middle watching. Unfortunately, a lot of my watching is at nighttime, and so
right.
it's sometimes more than one day to watch it because my son
Yeah.
is into iCarly and the Disney shows, so I have to watch it once he's going to bed.
Right. Right. Yeah. Even though I'm by myself, with the cheetah, I'm like that too. Like, I will like I like binge watching. Like right now, I'm binge watching season one of Gilligan's Island. Um,
Oh, I finished watching Little House on the Prairie. I know why I got into that. Who knows? Oh, you got to watch Kingdom. Kingdom is on. I think it's Netflix, and
what's
Kingdom is
it
really
called?
good. It's Kingdom. It's called Kingdom,
Oh,
and what it
Kingdom.
is,
Okay.
it's set in old Japan, and so you have your warriors, your samurai guys, and so but they're zombies,
Oh,
and
right. 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 Right.
it was so good. I have liked that a lot, Kingdom. I was just like, "Woo, this is a different type of take."
Wasn't that a movie?
No, it's more of a series. It had a couple of shows to it, and the
Oh,
same thing. There's another one which is more of a Japanese based one that they're stuck in an apartment and there's monsters outside.
oh, I Am a Hero. Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty good too.
Yeah. I like to see
And
that.
yeah, it's just like I watched that one. I go from one to another to another.
Now, do you ever get out very much? I mean, do you ever get out, for yourself?
Nowadays, well, ever since COVID, no. But before then, I was getting out maybe twice a week, just hanging out with friends, just either going out to get something to eat. It's- Because I'm a single mom, my ex-husband doesn't live here. He lives in St. Thomas, so he's on an island somewhere. So he's not here to kind of like help and take my son on the weekend or anything. So
Right,
it's much more home or hear YouTube and talking to other people through this way. So
right. Uh, does everybody and I'm sorry about the chat. I want to have to explain something. And I don't know what it is. I have good days and bad days. It's not that I'm ignoring the chat. Is that quite honestly, I really can't see it too well today. And I don't know why. It's really weird. I can keep going forward like this and reading off my phone, but it looks weird when I do it. So I try not to do it. And that's the reason why I'm not that super engaged in the chat. I really can't see it that well, and I'm really sorry about that. Um, but if you folks like to drop off some questions to Michele, I know some of you folks are already, you're already regulars to her channel, but hopefully there's some people that haven't met Michele. And if you have any questions about her, about some of the makeup she gets, or the palettes, or like Jeffree Star, is that the same guy
so
that
Hobbs
is that the same guy that cried in bed?
Hobbs was talking about Melrose Place. Well, this was 90210, which was like the opposite. They showed about the same time, and he was talking about Archie Bunker's place. Edith, used to watch that. One Day at a Time, used to watch
Oh
that
my
one.
God. Yep. Oh yeah. Yeah. I watched. Yeah. Like I say, I'm watching Gilligan's Island right now for the first season. After I'm done binging that, I'll probably be watching Spartacus. I found a media book of that at the library, and so I might go ahead and start watching that. Either that or Strange Things, because I got the season two this week from the library. I might actually catch up with that because I know season three is coming soon. Um, yeah. So what do you got plans for the future for your channel? You got a new panel series coming up. Can you talk to us a little bit about that? What's the panel series going to be about?
I want to do a panel series on Sunday. We're still looking at either doing it about 4 o'clock or doing it midday, and pretty much just going to have other channels come up. We'll either talk about YouTube issues, tricks, tips, how the day's going, anything that's going on. Nothing political or religious, because people tend to get very heated about that, but we'll, just get together and just, you know, talk about different things, a good movie that was on, it's going to be more just, I'm going to get a whole group of people together. We'll have our own DM kind of group thing. And then if somebody can make it one day, they can't make it for 2 weeks, then somebody else will pop on and we'll just talk about just different things, you know, just
Right.
any topic. just like my get ready with me, my live streams that I do by myself. I go from one thing to another thing to another thing. Somebody mentioned something else in the chat. I talk about that.
You must have had a lot to talk about that one day when you popped off for 8 hours. You must have. That must. I was thinking someone must have just went over her head and just unscrewed her top of her head and just let all the sunshine out because you were online for 8 hours. I'm like, oh my god! I just sitting there going like, I even with a co-host. I mean, and you did well. Luckily, you did. Was that one pretty much by yourself, or did you have people come up? I can't
No,
quite
I
remember.
had Corinne up. I had mods
Okay.
up. I had um, I had Kenneth that had came up, and so at the end it was me and just Corinne really talking, and we kind of like did it more for the fact that from Sam's Box Trains and More, he kept on joking, oh yeah, you're going to be on for 4 hours, you're going to be on for 6 hours. So me and Corinne decided, well, we're going to go on for 6 hours, and every single time we got to the 6 hour, then we got past it because we were talking, and then we're like, okay, we'll just go a little bit further. And they were like, okay, we'll go to 6.5, and 6.5 hours passed, and we went past that. And so by the time 8 hours came, we were like, okay, that's
Oh
it.
my god. I was like amazed. I mean, we try to make our show on Sunday nights. We try to make it last at least 3 hours. We generally have a rule, like when we're talking, if we're rocking and the
Mm,
chat is popping, we'll stay on. But if it goes down to a certain amount of number, if it goes to a certain number, and if it's like for us, it's five. If it's under five, then we just draw to a close. You want to leave the you want to have you want to leave everybody wanting more. You don't want to talk everybody dead on out. You want to just keep the conversation going, and then right when it's starting to fade, you want to be able to bring them back.
yeah.
Um, but who do you guys who speaking of that, who do you got coming up on your show? That's a great chance for you to promote your. Have you got your first panel yet? And
Yeah.
who do you got coming?
That's not,
Okay. Oops, I think we lost our hearing. We lost your sound.
right now on my panel, I've got a few channels. We haven't gotten a date yet. Do you hear me now?
Yeah, we hear you.
Hold on. Do you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you. I think I know what's going on too. I think because we keep on referring Kevin to go on those roller coasters. I think he's throwing a heck on.
Can you hear me now?
Yep, I hear you.
Okay. Pretty much. I started doing everything. Then I got so busy at work, so I'm kind of like.
Uh, you, if you can hear me, Michelle, you might need to go out and.
But I'm waiting. I'm trying to get. I've had a few people that were interested. I'm waiting to just get a few more, and then get everybody together and start, talk. Everybody talking and seeing what they want to do. I would also like to try to get a some of us have followers that are just they're um, supporters. They have no channel. Uh,
We are having tech problems.
can you hear me
With
now?
you guys. Yep, we can hear you. You just keep on cutting in and out. Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, a little feedbacky.
No?
Yep, nope, now I hear you good.
Hello?
Yep, perfect.
Hold
There
on.
you
What?
Yep. Wow, I wonder what's going on with her equipment. Can you hear me? It's the ghost. It's about all those
A,
demon movies.
B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P.
Red Rover, won't you come
No?
over?
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Okay. Yeah, I don't
Okay.
know what happened. We were going so
Now?
well here. Yeah, now I hear you.
Okay. But you can hear me now? All
Yeah, we
right.
hear you.
What? Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, good.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh,
So
they
you're
said
gonna have
I'm
supporters on?
spinning. Am I frozen?
Oh, no, you're live to
Now you hear
me.
me?
Yep.
My connection for my internet, I've had issues with it.
Okay, it happens.
I kind of like got a few people that were interested. I'm gonna get the okay, all right, and then I'm gonna start getting. But I started back on my wacky stuff, so
Okay. Yeah. What is Wacky Weird Wednesday?
pretty much I find some different products, different things that I think are unusual, and I will test them out. So like I have for upcoming one, and I know some people might know about this, but these are little pour over coffees. And literally it goes
Well,
into the cup like that. And then you pour the water in it. So it's not a K cup. It just hangs on your coffee cup.
okay.
And so like campers will use it, but I never knew anything about this and I thought, all right, this is something new and unusual. Different eyebrow stuff. I did toaster bags once.
Oh, yeah, I've done those before. Those are weird.
Yeah. It
Toaster
works.
bags is something you put things in you put different things in those bags and it'll cook it in your toaster.
Yep, I made grilled cheese, and the grilled cheese came out. I was just like, okay, but that was something different and unusual.
Well, I need to do that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you did.
I want toaster bags. Make
Oh,
it a good grilled cheese.
those are
Make it a
so
good grilled
easy to
cheese.
use.
Making a good grilled cheese is I'm very widower challenged.
Oh no, that was the,
No one ever makes widower cookbooks.
yeah.
They have cookbooks, but no one's ever made widower cookbooks. Like this is for what they
Oh
someone should
no,
probably should.
these were really really easy. I mean, this is all they are.
Yeah, how many times can you use them before you get rid of them?
Oh, I've used this one. I've been using it for since I put out the video, which has been months now. It's
Uh-huh.
washable,
Oh wow, how
and
fun is
so
that?
you, yeah, you. I haven't tried making the French fries because it says you could do French fries in it, and you could do like chicken nuggets and stuff. And all you do is that you just throw it in the toaster.
Yeah, I think you need 2 bags if you're going to do nuggets.
Yeah, but this one does come with two of them, four of them.
Okay.
I just given some away.
Okay.
So,
Uh,
but
so
weird things.
who are you going to have? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I have Kirsten Welton, who's going to be on for this Saturday.
Hmm.
I have the following week. I have Corinne from Corinne and Mark, and then the following week I have Sam's Trains Vlogs and more, and then after that, I believe it's you. You're
Wow.
on.
Notice,
Yes.
notice how we segue into that real naturally.
Yes, it's going to be you're next after that. I did have right after that Lennox Lights, and it is Lennox is Vern's Junk's closet. It's her grandson, and he has a very unusual seizure disorder. So they are selling. They make candles and stuff to raise money for a animal aid to help her grandson. And so I was going to have them up, but I think she has to move the date. And then I have a paranormal investigator who's going to be coming up on my channel, I think on the 16th of October.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, so I
That'll be a
had
lot of
another
fun.
one, but she's been busy. So I probably have her up in November.
Okay.
So
You got quite a lineup there.
yes, and oh, I have Hilda DC. She's going to be on too. So,
Oh
and
yeah.
Hilda does more mukbangs. So,
Hilda. Okay, I might have to watch Hilda's mukbang. I have to make sure that
yes,
we're still connected because I think we should still be connected. Like I
yes.
said, I have not seen her since her and I connected on TuberChat. So, and I don't
Mm.
know why. Um, Mr. Dan and Hort, welcome, welcome. Yeah, she says you have her for October.
Oh,
So
yep.
I'll definitely have to come over and watch that interview. And
Yes.
yeah, that'll be fun. That'll be fun.
Hmm. I wish we were able to, like I said, when you come on my channel, we're going to be talking a lot of movies and
You can ask
getting a list
me
ready.
about yeah, you can ask me about movies and
Yes.
like going on the real life Cheetah, and
Yes.
the people don't expect that. You don't see that
Mm.
very often.
Yes. So I've got, and like I said, even I start with questions. I have questions in my head, and then as I'm talking to a person, then I kind of like, hey, let me touch on this stuff because they brought it up. So let me ask another question about that. So that's
Yeah,
just how it works.
it's funny. It's like normally people ask me. It's just actually an old friend of mine who I'm going
Mm,
to be talking to in October. He says, "What kind of questions are you going to be asking? Are you going to send them over?" And I
mm,
thought, you know what? I honestly, other than never since I've done this series,
mm.
I don't write out questions. I write
Yeah.
out questions. I actually write out questions for the midnight hour guests.
Mm,
Those questions I do. I write those questions out for the guests. But for this series here, I don't have any questions written down. I just go
Yeah.
based on what they talk about.
Mhm.
I
I
just
do the
find,
same thing.
yeah, I just find you find yourself more empowered to ask the hard hitting questions. You know,
Mm.
instead of because I've had people do that. You know, I've asked people if they want to do an interview, and I tell them right off the bat. I'll sit there and say you have to like for my written interviews. I sit there and I say you have to write at least when you write your answers, you have to at least make it a paragraph because
Mm.
the saying goes, the more you share, the more people care. And that's
Yeah.
true. If people are answering yes and no answers, people tune out. It's like, why am I
Yeah.
watching it? You know,
Mm.
like, what's your favorite day? Friday. Okay, but why is it your favorite day?
Great day. Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, we'll click. You know, go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go watch Mary Catherine, which I don't blame her.
Mm. Yeah.
But okay, I'm going to be putting that link down because I've been hyping her up all night. But I'm because
Yeah.
I told Mary Catherine, I said I want you to watch this interview with Michelle. So like you
Yes.
can see how we run it, and then you feel comfortable with it because I wanted to talk to her. And I had asked her if she wanted to come on, and she said at first she said yes, but then she got cold feet. And
Ah.
yeah, so I said, well, just watch this interview, and
Mm.
also with Wolf Spirit Productions.
Uh,
I told them, I said, just watch this interview. If you feel
yeah.
comfortable with the format, you know how we do it, then I would love to have you guys come on to the show because getting
Yeah.
guests is not as easy as it appears to be, is it? Getting guests is
Yeah.
hard. It's hard.
No, no, it is. But again, you kind of like can judge from what a person is talking about. You know, if they're really getting into a topic, then you kind of like roll with it. If, you mention something in passing and they kind of like don't answer back in a way that you kind of like feels like, oh, well, yeah, let's continue with that topic, then you kind of like move on. It's
Um,
just, you play around with it.
yeah, I try to, like you mentioned something earlier about on your panels, like you don't talk about religion or
Mm.
politics. Um, it's most of the, like I said, and most of the people I talk to, that really generally never comes up. It
Yeah.
did come up for me a little bit last week, and it was the first time for me. It was the first
Mm.
time, and I'm sitting there and it's like, you have to play it cool. You just can't
Yeah.
let yourself get rattled by that.
Mm.
Someone may say something that you don't agree with or you
Mm.
don't like, but you can never show that. You can never
Yeah.
sit there and you can't really engage with them. Not if you're a good interviewer. I mean, if you
Yeah.
wanted to be if you want to be a rabble rouser, yeah, no
Mm.
problem.
Yeah.
You could drop the gloves anytime and have a rabble out there. You could have go back and
Mm.
forth and hearing nothing. You know,
Mm.
uh, Sound of fury signifies nothing. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I just like to have this. I like to have a good conversation
Mm.
without a confrontational conversation.
Yeah. But then you also got to remember, as I tell everybody, I mean, I've had cousins that made remarks on Facebook and stuff, and now I've been banned from some of them because you bring up a subject, either political or anything along that line, you're putting it out on social media. And if you're putting it out on social media, not everybody's going to think the same way you do. And so they are going to tell you something negative about what you think is positive or vice versa. And you need to be, like you said, you got to take it with a, turn the other cheek kind of thing and just, yeah, let them go on and stuff. But don't, you have to let it, since you're expressing your views, you have to let them express their views, even if you don't agree with it. But it just has to be done in the right way. Just like you said, it's just,
Yeah,
but
yeah. I agree with that 95%. But if someone ever comes on side on anything that I'm doing and
mm,
they start speaking on a fascist tone,
mm.
they start getting to they'll never get no. Sorry, not gonna put up
No,
with that.
yeah. There
Yeah.
comes to a point that you have to respect if they're in the if you're doing a conversation and everybody is chatting in the chat and some people are for the left wing, some are for the right wing, you know, you could express what your side you're for, but you can't fight somebody about it and kind of like say, well, now you got to think of this way because this is what I think. And if they're starting to do that, then yeah, you got to tell them, hey,
Yeah, 'cause
you got to be
extremism
cool
on
about
both
it.
sides. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
extremism on both sides is equally. I don't want to hear it on either side.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more of a centrist. I walk straight in the middle, but I can't. But I mean, I just no. I mean, I was like I said, I was caught by surprise by this person,
Mm-hmm.
and they made their opinion known about the vaccines and whatnot, and I'm just sitting there
Mm-hmm.
going, oh, okay, I didn't see that coming. So
Yeah.
how do you react to that? And that
Yeah.
brings up another question though: is how do you respond to? I mean, because obviously we all get it. In fact, I'm
Mm-hmm.
looking down. I'm looking down at my our thumbs, and we got three thumbs down. So how do you deal with negative? How do you deal with people who maybe not agree with what you like? Let's say you bring out a box and you display, and someone doesn't like it. I mean, how do you deal with criticism?
I've gotten some comments and I've thanked them for their opinion, and just said, "Oh, have a great day." I mean, again, it takes all type of people for this world to go around. Some people like blues, some people like green, some people hate black, some people hate white. Some people like hot food, cold food. I mean, it takes all kinds. So yeah, I might not be everybody's cup of tea. My personal thing is that if I go onto a new channel, I don't like what they're saying, I don't like what they're doing with the channel, then I just leave. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I won't say nothing negative. I'm not going to say nothing positive, but I'm not going to say nothing negative. I mean, growing up, I was always told if you can't say something nice, don't say something at all.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't. There's no point in walking
Yeah.
on a channel and
Mm,
getting with. I mean, you could
yeah.
drop a comment or something, an
Mm,
observation, and just keep
yeah.
going, or say nothing at
Yeah.
all. But I
No.
was talking about just like with because I haven't got anything like that here. I mean, I
Mm,
haven't, though I'm sure I will.
mm,
I'm sure I removed the one person earlier, but
mm,
they wanted to ask a question about sexuality. I'm sorry,
mm,
but I can't allow that. This is
mm,
not this is not a forum to ask those kind of
mm,
questions. So,
mm,
you have to have limits. Like,
mm,
no, that's something you can talk about on another channel or another platform,
mm,
but you can't do that here. And I don't want to leave those comments on any.
mm.
I don't want those comments left on my channel because you never know.
Yeah.
You don't know who's reading it. You don't know if your kid's
Mm,
reading it or not.
yeah.
Um,
No, and it depends on who you go into. I've gone into um, like Fordman, aka Kenneth Oaks. He has church people that follow him. Also Sam's blogs, trains, and more. So he doesn't want like all those curse words and anything nasty and stuff. And I think when you follow them and you constantly go back to them, this is how this person is.
right.
So if that's not you, then you need to go to a different channel.
Yeah.
And it just depends. I mean, I had somebody the other day who was very insistent about not getting vaccines, and I just expressed my opinion in a nice way, and I said, everybody has their own thing, but I've had this, blah blah blah, and they were kind of like fighting me on it, and at that point I really haven't gone back to the channel. You said your say. I was saying something nice. I said it in a nice way, and I said it. Hey, everybody has the right to do whatever they want, but this is what my opinion is. It's just like, but I could be picky on that because if you remember years ago, if you've ever heard about the Dixie Chicks,
Oh
and
yeah.
they had made their comments about the president at the time and stuff,
Yeah. They
and
got
I stopped.
blacklisted for that
Yeah,
by Toby
and
Keith,
I
and
I stopped watching them and I stopped listening to them because my thing is I feel in that situation I'm paying you, so you shouldn't say, it's just trying to put your opinion over to me, make me think that you know this is blue. you know. You think it's blue, but I think it's black, you know, and you're trying to assist. No, 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 this is blue, this is blue. You know, I don't like that. You know, I don't think you should have a platform to do that. So with me, like I said, I try not to hit any of those touchy subjects. I've had different people on my channels. I've had Chris, who is intersex. So he has male and female genitalia. And so we hit on that topic on my show. And I knew some people would not like that talk, you know, because he more represents a male, but he has boyfriends, you know, and some people don't like that either, you know, and it's fine, you know, if that's not your cup of tea, that's okay. Just don't say nothing negative, you know, just, you know, you might not like what I do, you
No,
know.
no, I get it. I definitely do. Um, does anybody have any questions for our guest tonight? We should open up to there and let people have a chance to drop a couple of questions here and there. Again, I'm really sorry that I'm not nearly as engaging with the chat as I normally am. I'm having a hard time seeing the screen today, and I don't know why. My eyes are
I
all
know.
my eyes are just all crusty. Um,
I know Hilda had asked before, would I ever do a mukbang on my channel? I don't
oh,
know. I would say I'm very self-conscious about eating in front of people. And I guess that comes from always being, you know, heavy my whole life. So I always feel like people are judging me when I eat.
oh
So
yeah.
I don't know if I would or I wouldn't. I've been on Janetti's Corner and I did a corn on a cob challenge on hers. But I felt comfortable there because there were other people doing the same thing. I don't know if I would do one just myself. Like I'll have my son with me while we're trying the international snacks. But I felt comfortable with that. But I don't know. I don't think so.
I watched my friend John. His channel's called Project Ellsworth. He does a mukbang with his wife, uh, and they do it every week. They go out together and they have lunch together and they sit down and they talk. I absolutely love the segment. It's one of my very favorite segments on YouTube. But I don't see them as mukbangers. I just see them as a husband and wife having lunch and talking about issues.
Yeah.
The way they talk, the way they're engaged with each other. They eat. You don't even notice the eating. You really don't.
Yeah.
You'll see them. You listen. First of all, you have to see how badly they messed up Janae's order at his wife. That's the first thing. You always look for how bad did they mess up her order because they always do. For some reason, she always gets her order, always gets crucified. Um, and then they'll talk about then those they don't really talk about what they're eating. Where they maybe like this we haven't been to this place in about 3 months or whatever. But then when they just start talking and they're eating, but they start talking, and you don't really even listen. You don't even notice them eating.
Mm.
You just all you hear is just all you feel like it feels like you're just sitting there and you're just watching a husband and wife at home. This is exactly what if you walked inside their home, this is
Mm.
exactly what you see. This is who they are. And I can't tell you, I mean, maybe because it's just,
And
memory. It's a
Hilda
memory.
DC is the same way. She's talking, so you feel like you're just having, lunch with somebody else. Same thing, Janetti's Corner and Chris Phoenix. They do the same thing, and you just feel like, oh, you're just chit chatting with somebody. You forget after a while that they're really eating everything. So they're not doing like, blah, blah,
Yeah, I've seen,
So,
see, I've seen some of those channels like that. I saw somebody eat a whole two Subway sandwiches. I think I made like the second bite and then I was gone. Um,
yeah. No, no,
uh,
that to me, mm-mm.
Yeah, Casey's mentioning John's mukbangs are good because they're hilarious together. They really are. Hops wants to know thoughts about Halloween. Is Halloween like your favorite month of the year?
Oh, I love Halloween. I love Halloween. I get dressed up every single year. We've been talking about it today at work because we do a theme every single year. So last year we were Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and I decorated and made trees out of paper and sticks. I mean, I decorated the whole office, and it looked like the cottage where the Snow White and the dwarves were, and then I made the darker forest going down, and made birds hanging and an apple tree in the beginning, and then it went dark, and so I was the queen. So I dressed up. I had the little things. We were also one year loteria cards. So and I was the star. And then we were crayons one year. And so this year we were going to be candies. So and I'm going to be a Skittle.
Okay.
So I'm going to put Skittle stuff. But now they
I'll probably be
changed
like,
it. What one of the girls doesn't want to do it now, so we've been throwing out things because there's like 9 of us in the group, so it has to be big enough. We were thinking about doing Alice in Wonderland because there's so many characters there. Also, The Wizard of Oz because you could be a munchkin, you could be a flying monkey. You don't have to be one of the main characters. Um, we've been thinking about villains versus heroes kind of thing. So we were talking about that. I love just putting on a costume.
Casey's asking you, any discontinued subscription crates that you wish were still around?
um, Not really. Pretty much, I have the Allure. I have some of the main subscriptions that a lot of people are getting. I know that Sephora used to have a little Sephora Play, and that was a cute little one, and it's not around anymore. So, but would I want it back now that I go back and look at it? Probably not. I guess there's always something new and something different coming up next. So,
See, Hobbs got a question for us. He says, next
what
question. Would you, what question, what would you suggest? What would
crates
you
of
suggest
boxes.
with crazy boxes for me or Cheetah? Like, what boxes would you recommend for us?
So they do have a couple of different ones, and it just depends on what you're really into. They do have you know haven't seen a movie crate box, but they have like the book of the month club crate box that they have. But they also do have somebody I just saw recently. They have a Halloween themed um, a box, but it's more decor than anything else. I was trying to like find something more, gory and scary. There are some that are out there. I mean, they have many, many different boxes. They have adult boxes. They have,
Adult
you
boxes?
know, yes, they have adult boxes. I had gotten one, but I haven't done a review on it yet because I have to disclose that it's 18 and over. So
Oh, yeah.
yeah, but they do have ones that if you're doing collectibles, anime, things along that line, they do have boxes for those. It just depends on kind of like what you're really into. They also have, snack boxes, international snack boxes, where they have some kind of weird and different stuff in it. So probably a food box
I
because you
mean,
guys do some
that's,
challenges.
yeah. How I don't even know. I'm like going like I'm trying to wrap my head around the adult box and going like, how would you explain what you got? It's like I'd like to tell you about this box, but I can't tell you anything about this box.
No, you can disclose it because it's a mystery box. Just when you kind of like explain it, you have to use your right words. Uh, you
Like
can't
like
be.
like if you sit there and look at it and say, part of this box will require the use of batteries. and then you keep moving on.
But you show it. But I mean, you just show it. I mean, people use it. I mean, come on, people do use it. That's why it's out there. So, but you have to watch your words. You can't say the female
Yeah, but what
body
happened?
part
What would
vulgar.
you do? What would you do though, Michelle? If someone asked you, well, what did you think about it? How did it make you feel? You're just sitting there going
Uh,
like, wait, time out. This is not go. We're not going there with that.
But you know what? I tell everybody I'm a New Yorker. I'm a Puerto Rican Italian New Yorker. I could hang out with the guys too. I could have a mouth like a truck driver myself. um, do I get embarrassed in all those? Remember, I worked in OBGYN for about 10 years. I've had the most embarrassing things done in front of me. Some people are scared to go ahead and buy sanitary products from the drugstore. It's just like, well, that's just a way of life. I
Oh
taught
Lord.
my niece about the birds and the bees when she was younger, and I talked about what boys go through and what girls go through. It's just like, it's part of life. As
Yeah, but
long as
that's
you
with
don't
your
make.
niece though. That's with family members. That's like a one-on-one. That's a lot different sitting there on live stream, pulling out something from a mystery box, going like, what the hell
But
is
if
this?
you're not doing it
Why
like
do I need four double D batteries for this thing?
but if you don't do it in a vulgar way, then it's fine. It's just like no big deal. I mean, I had more people come, and that's what people brought up. Oh, well, I should take the son out of my name. If I'm going to do a box like that, and it's just like, well, that's just my name. I'm not going to change my name for one box. So. But I'll talk about it. I'll show it. Hey, this is what you do with it.
Oh my!
I mean,
Yeah, this is what we do with it.
I, come on.
Go to my fan.
Now,
Go to
Patrick,
my
you
fans only
cannot
page.
tell me, that you guys have not talked about, who has the bigger rack on one of the horror films versus the other, or what
Oh my
girl
God.
has this or that.
Okay, honest to God, honest to God. So I'm telling
Mm,
you right, honest to God, that has never been brought up. I promise
mm,
you could go back and watch every single midnight hour. We have never talked like we talked about 80s and 90s sex comedies last.
uh,
The only
uh,
thing we did was we compared like Phoebe Cates versus Bessie Russell. Like which one was the prettiest? And that was what
mm,
we did. That's
uh.
all we did. We didn't know
Dude,
we don't
you
go into
had
details like
no, no.
that.
You had one challenge, and there were questions that you had to ask that the other guys were asking, and yes, you answered one question like that.
I'll have to go back because I mean it's like
Uh huh.
yeah, because I
But
don't because we say like I mean
but
you'll get more of who had the bloodiest kill,
uh,
right? Who did the bloodiest kill? You'll get that question in a horror chat,
uh,
but you won't get like who was the like you said, what's the girl had the biggest rack that you liked in a
uh,
horror movie? Honestly, heaven, I'm telling you, I couldn't even think of anybody because I don't think like that. It's like
uh,
neither do horror fans.
uh,
The only thing they think about is who got shot in the eye,
mm,
and Friday the 13th night.
mm.
And I'm sure everybody here, all the horror fans, they can
But
tell you
you
that
have,
I
but
couldn't.
you, but you have to admit, in the older films like Michael Myers and things along that line, half the girls got killed after they were having,
Yeah,
they're topless and they're just in their little, bikini underwear walking around. So I mean, it is part. You do see it in a lot of the older horror films, so.
right. Yeah, that's true. But a lot of times, like they said, I mean, most of the time, if you watch a horror stream, and
Mm,
I dare say watch it, you won't find that. You
mm,
always you'll find is like how many people are Michael Myers going to kill in Halloween
mm,
Kills?
mm,
That's what they talk about.
mm,
They talk about how is Laurie Strode going to get killed this episode, or is it going to be bloodier than Rob Zombie's
mm.
Halloween? They don't talk about that sort of thing. Like, well, which couple was the cutest on the in Phantasm? No one talks like that. And now that you're saying this, I'm actually racking my head. And I've never heard anybody talk about which final girl was the finest. There's like,
Hobbs mentioned the Human Centipede. I saw that film.
yeah, yeah. See, that's what we talk about. We talk about the human centipede. We don't talk about which girl had the biggest rack in Friday the 13th.
I'm gonna find that video that you went ahead and did, and there were questions that you asked. And when I saw that, I was like, oh, okay. But you did it in a way that it wasn't vulgar. You know, it was just like, okay, blah blah blah. So that's what I'm saying. Some things, the way that you put it out, doesn't have to be vulgar, but you can still talk about the human body. I mean, it's just if you don't do it in a vulgar way.
No, it's blowing my mind right now because I'm actually really thinking about all the live streams I've been in, and I've been in a lot of live streams. I've watched a lot of live streams, and honest to God, I cannot think of a single one that they've ever talked like that. They've ever brought that up, like, which, and it's sort of a mind blower actually, because you're talking about guys like talking about boobs, but you
Yes.
never hear them talk about that in horror films. With maybe maybe in if they're talking like 50 Shades of Grey, maybe no one ever talks about that movie in our group.
But it is in horror films, which is the weirdest thing. So,
isn't it weird?
Because I mean, there's lots of scenes with, like I said, Michael Myers. Look, even in Nightmare on Elm Street, the first one itself, the girl right before she gets thrown up by Freddy, they just had a little fun going on in the bed. So.
Oh, right, yeah, yeah, Johnny Depp and Amanda Weiss.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
So I mean, it's in there.
Remembers Johnny Depp getting blown into the bed and shot onto the ceiling, or Amanda Weiss. I mean, no one. That's a mind. I'm gonna have to really pay attention to that.
Yeah, it's in there because us girls are more like saying, "Oh, look at that! They're showing another pair of boobs." It's like, what are guys and their boobs?
That's funny. We're gonna have to pay a visit to that. Like we're talking about this Sunday, we're talking about the 10 most annoying characters in film and TV, and we're talking about our 10 favorite musicals. That's what we're talking about. We had John Hughes. We talked about John Hughes, and then God, this is my Hobbs. We're gonna have to do something like that.
See,
we're gonna have to do the top 10 hotties in the horror films. I don't know if we could do that. I mean, it would be like we would have to plan that one out.
Yeah, it would have to be a late night one. But if you do it in a very classy way, not a vulgar way, you know what I mean? Then you could discuss almost anything. But as long as you don't do it in a vulgar way.
See, I tell them I'm really minding my P's and Q's because right now I'm actually auditioning. This interview I'm auditioning because I want to bring more channels like yourself on, and so I have to be able to show to the people I'm talking to that I can get through a whole stream without saying a single word, bad word.
Yeah. Yes.
And so like. Because I'm thinking there's some of my interviews are pretty sassy, and we can't even bring it to midnight hour because that's just
no, but again, that varies. As you're interviewing somebody else, you know where you could go on your limit and what you can't do your limit on. It's just like you would think, oh well, yeah, I'm a beauty channel, but like you said, I could watch horror films with everybody. I could watch the gore. I could watch sci-fi. I watch Star Trek. I'm watching Aliens. I'm watching all kind of weird things. And believe me, if you're in a car with me and I get my road rage, I get road rage, and lots of words come out of my mouth.
Yeah.
Okay.
You understand the words that are coming out of my mouth.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, we do touch upon the human centipede on every show. Somebody has to mention the human centipede. In fact, it's so bad that we're doing a review of that movie on the Midnight Nights.
Oh my God, that was a very interesting one, and unfortunately, I had to watch the second one. So.
Now the third one is just supposed to be just hot garbage, so we're not going to cover the third one. I don't know if we're
Yes.
going to cover the second one. I don't have the second one. Casey was
Yeah.
kind enough; he gave me the first one,
Uh,
and of course, our friend Coriander, she's the one that picked it for us to watch for our show on at the end of September.
I don't
Does
know if I
anybody else have
watched
any
the
more
third one.
questions? I have it on my playlist. It's ISC Nights with
Yeah, I haven't. I
the
don't think I've seen the third one. I know
oh
I've
the
seen the
third
first one and
edition.
the second one. I think after the second one, I just didn't want to watch the third one at that
Yeah,
point. I
yeah,
mean, it was like Sharknado. Sharknado. I watched all of them because I watched the first one. You just got to continue going.
yeah, yeah. I mentioned that during my review of Spiral. Like I
Mhm.
watched the first three Saw movies, but after that I quit watching them because they're all
Yeah,
just only thing I was really only reason why anybody's really watching it, they're just watching it for the traps. They weren't really
yeah,
watching the story, and so they were
yeah.
trying to out trap the other movie. Um, and then they did Spiral, which brought it back to like the first one, which
Mm-hmm.
it was a really good movie. Okay, any more questions for our friend Michelle here? Um, yeah. Oh God, no, no, I can't, Hobbs. I can't do that. I tell you what. I tell you what. We will answer. Will she can ask me that question on her interview with me. I
Okay,
can't
I
answer. I
will.
can't answer. Yeah, I can't answer those questions on this one because, like I said, I'm interviewing. I'm
Uh,
auditioning. I can't
Oh,
talk
see
about the
now,
human thing.
now I gotta watch the third one. It's just like, but yeah, there's some movies that you watch the first one, you gotta just continue. I mean, look, I watched all the Rocky films. You know, you just started with one, you had to go to the next one.
Yeah, not sequels are all equal.
No,
Um,
they're not.
Casey's saying the third one is even worse than the second. Hobbs is
Oh,
mentioning, Hobbs mentioned we never discussed the man's, yeah, we never.
yeah.
Well, that's not true either, Hobbs. Joe the Horror Man will talk about that. He will mention that. He will mention that. Yeah. So yeah, this
It's
one.
just in there. I'm telling you, it's there.
Yeah. Okay, to all the future channels here, all the future channels. This is just we're having fun now.
No, no, yeah, I brought it out. He didn't mention it. I mentioned it. So don't forgive him, okay? It was me. It was my doing.
Casey's mentioning Rocky Five is blah.
Oh
Yeah, I
my
agree with
gosh,
that
that was
too.
terrible. I didn't even know why I watched the last one.
Yeah, I'm with you. Let's see what else is here. I'm that I missed. I think I chased off all our regular folks here, all the people that came to
It's
see.
it's the same thing like Chucky. You know, the first one was really good. You know, I didn't mind the Bride of Chucky, but
I was
I don't know.
surprised. I was actually surprised that Jennifer Tilly did that.
Yeah,
I didn't see her doing a horror film, but
yeah.
she looked like she was having a lot of fun with it.
Oh yeah, definitely. I didn't like the last one when they had the kid, and I just I have all of them. My son was Chucky about 2 years ago.
Okay.
He was really into Chucky films, so he was Chucky. He has the costume, and I mean, he had the little the overalls and stuff. I mean, it was quite scary.
Yeah, I have to see. I think I might have gotten the latest one. I have to double check. I don't. My movies are not organized.
Mm.
Do you collect movies? Do you have movies yourself, or do you just stream?
I used to have a lot of them, and then I think now nowadays I do more stream than I did before. Uh, every single time we have get a new DVD player somehow or a Blu-ray, it winds up, getting broken. And then I keep on saying, "Oh, I'm gonna get another one. I'm gonna get another one," and then it's like, "Oh, well, I can watch it online." Um, but there's some older films that you can't. I have some VCRs, VHSs, because I have an old VCR film, VCR machine, and so I keep that because I have some of those older ones. Like I was a big and I can't remember his name now. Men in Tights, History of the World Part One. Uh, what is
Mel
his
Brooks.
name? Mel
Mel Brooks.
Brooks, yes. Spaceballs. I was getting into all of his movies and I was collecting all of them. And I have all of them on the VHS.
That's awesome.
So,
Yeah. Hobbs is wants to ask
also,
a question since he's not auditioning.
oh.
Okay. Okay.
But if you
What?
remember, did you ever watch Saturday the 14th?
Yes, a long time ago. Richard
Yes,
Paul and
I
Son.
had to hunt that down. I only had was able to find it in the VHS. I finally have it on a DVD.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's that. Yeah, sometimes our friend Joe the Horror Man, he has a series on his channel
Mm,
where he was looking for VHS tapes or that have not been released on DVD or Blu-ray.
mm,
There are
yep.
so many. I mean,
Yep.
he's got over 80 segments of that series, and there's
Mm,
so many different movies that have never seen the light of day that have not
yep.
been on DVD. That's amazing. I heard at
Yep.
one time. I heard at one time that they said that there was more movies still not on DVD than there
Mm,
were movies on DVD.
yeah. I don't know. It used to be the movie V,
Oh yeah,
which
sci-fi stuff.
and yeah, I had it. I have them on VHS, and I think not that long ago they came out on DVD. But I think I still have the VHS. I used to love that show.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I did too. That's where I got my first introduction to Michael Ironside at.
Mm,
It
cool.
was the Yep, definitely.
Mm.
Ho- you can ask it, Hobbs. Oh, yeah. He says, "Let me ask a question since I'm not auditioning." No, he's saying he
Yeah.
can't. Yeah, you could ask it, Hobbs. You,
When I come on and he's on, then I'll ask him what the question was.
right. You can save all your spicy questions for when I travel to Michelle's channel.
Yeah.
Then I can cut loose again.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, I'm like I said, I'm trying to because because I want to do this again, with other channels, but I don't want them to come on there and see me being all sassy.
Yes. No, and I told Mary Catherine that you're she don't need to worry about nothing.
Oh, did she ask you?
We were talking. She won a prize for me. She won
Oh,
one of my giveaways, and she said,
okay.
"Oh, well, she was at." She said that she was going to be on your channel. I was like, "Oh, cool! You're going to love it." Blah 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 blah. So I was saying how you're harmless, you're great. So I was talking you up.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
I think she's never done a live before. I think she got cold feet.
yeah. I don't think she has. She does lives herself, but I don't know if she's been on a panel, with somebody else doing like an interview.
Yeah, you need to have her come on your first
Mm,
panel.
yes. I'm trying, like I said, I'm trying to find a non-creator, somebody who's just a supporter uh,
Right.
of
Yeah.
channels, and I'm trying to get them on a panel and to get their view uh, as a YouTube follower, not a creator, and getting their opinion on what they would like to see from channels and
Yeah.
get their perspective.
It's funny. I actually get a few supporters that come out and subscribe to my channel, and and I still follow the same protocols that Kevin said. Like
Mm,
if I go there and they still have no content, I still go to their channel and I still
mm,
leave a comment on their board. Because
yeah,
I'm trying to keep them. Um,
yeah.
and let's see. Oh, Hilda saying, let's see. I don't know. I
Winners
think
happen just came in.
Yeah, I know what it is. You know what it is? I'm frozen on my camera
Oh,
on my phone. Uh, but yeah, I go over there and I leave a comment on their channel, even though they have no content. I'm sitting there going, "Thank you
mm,
for connecting," because I'm trying to, I'm leaving the comment because there's
mm,
nothing for me to watch, and
yeah,
I'm really I'm concerned that if I don't do anything, if I don't subscribe back to them, if I don't leave them a comment,
mm,
it'll just fall off, and so I
yeah,
don't want that to happen. So I'll go over there and I'll try to leave at least a comment on their
yeah.
wall, and for the most part, I think they stay. For the most
Yeah.
part. Um,
But
uh,
you'll see some of the people. I see some people that are not a content creator. They're just a supporter, and they're on different people's channels and stuff in their lives. And these are people that like to see different live streams and stuff. And they like the conversations. They're just not a creator. And I would love to get one up on my channel and ask them those questions that us as creators want to ask somebody who's a supporter. Hey, how do you like this? How do you like that? What would you like to see a channel really do? Versus, we're looking at our numbers and we're trying to get monetized and we're trying to, move ahead kind of thing. But as a viewer, what would make, what could I do to make you stay, and do that full support and watch that 20-minute video or watch the 4 hour live.
or 8 hour live.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just posted. Yeah, I just posted up a review. Like that's one of the things I heard. When I was first coming up, and then people say, "Well, what do you want to see?" Or I
Mm,
would ask, "What do you want to see?" And a lot of times they would sit there and say, "I don't want to see an hour long video." Like
mm,
there's this one guy who takes the art of the Dollar Tree movie sale. He takes it to a level that's insane. He will literally go out for 2.5 hours, 3 hours, and make a video 3 hours long.
mm.
At the end of the video, do you think this guy is coming home and he's got like loaded with movies? He
Uh,
will take you out. He will talk about every single movie in the bin at Dollar Tree.
uh,
He'll talk about every movie that they've got on sale. At the end of
mm.
the video, he'll have bought like 3 or 4 movies. It is insane. It's like,
Yeah.
really, you want us to sit and watch them for 3 hours
Yeah.
and do that. So here's what I do. I just click you all the way to the end to see it, and then I'm out. I'm not sure if you get credit for that or not, but I'm not watching. I'm not going to watch that for three
Mm.
hours to
Yeah.
see to get 3 or 4 movies. Um,
Mm.
let me back out and come back in because there's questions that are being asked and I can't get them. So I'll be right back.
All right. So you do, Hobbs says he does everything from horror, Halloween, food reviews, van life, 80s archives, DoorDash. You got to be multi talented and, you know, change things up a little.
All right, there we go. Now,
Mm.
Sam, now I can see people asking me questions. Hey, Chadwick, how are you? Don't forget you're up on next Tuesday night. Chadwick is going to be on the show next Tuesday.
Oh,
Let's
cool.
see. Yep. Yeah, Hobbs' channel is really diverse too. I think
Mm.
diversity is what people really want.
Mm.
I think that's what I want. I
Mm.
don't want. I don't. What I really like is when I watch a channel that has something fresh and
Mm.
something like I mentioned this the other day. Uh, I mentioned this the other day. It's like especially we're gonna see this in Halloween. We're gonna see this in
Yeah.
October. In October, we're gonna hear about all the old franchises, right?
Mm.
And people are going to be doing reviews. They're going to be doing discussions. Going to be doing.
Mm.
I'm quite honestly, I am sick to death of them.
Mm.
If I had to, like, at least see, we're not going to be doing that on the midnight hour. I can tell you that. I'm so happy. But I know the one movie that I know for sure that we're covering is one of the best movies out there, and that I know we're covering Rocky Horror Picture Show. That's
Oh,
awesome.
I love that.
Yeah, I
Oh,
love
yeah.
that. But
Oh,
we're not
yeah.
going to talk. We're not going to talk a Halloween. We're not going to
Mm.
talk Jason. We're not going to talk
Mm.
Chucky. And I'm sitting there going, oh, thank God,
Mm.
because they've been talked to death. To me,
Mm.
it's like talk to me. Honestly, bring on someone like a Human Centipede. No one
Uh,
talks about Human Centipede. No one does.
yeah.
No one talks about like we cover in the movies and in the on the IFC nights. We covered the Devil's Candy. No one talks
Mm.
about that. We covered the
Mm.
Devil's Doorway. No one's talked
Mm.
about that. And it's like that's the kind of thing I look for. When I'm looking for a horror
Yeah.
channel, it's like when someone comes out there and there's a gentleman, an American Werewolf in New Jersey. That guy brings on
Mhm.
some content. He talks about movies that no one talks about, and
Yeah.
I'll go over there and I'll watch that because it's something new. I love
Yeah.
that. I love a lot of these because a lot of the people that are putting out the old content, they're,
Mm,
they're friends, but
yeah.
I just can't stand hearing the same damn movie over and over and over.
Now,
It just gets boring.
like I said, I've watched so many different ones, and whatever pops up there, I'll watch something new. But I want to watch something new and something different. And yeah, it
Hmm.
might be good, might not be good. I do love the Korean and the Japanese horror films.
Oh
I
yeah,
think some of them are amazing, and some of them, half the time you don't know some things that are going on, but some of them are just amazing. I mean, they're better than the American version because and I'm still trying to figure out, did the Japanese version come out before the American version? So did we copy them or did they copy us?
oh we always
So
copy them.
yeah, but
Uh,
also I watch Bollywood, and which is Indian movies, and they have horror films there too. And it's
that's
just
the
like they're getting better.
I've only saw one type of a Bollywood movie, and it wasn't 100%. It was a cross between Bollywood and Chinese. It was a Jackie Chan movie. It was
Uh,
yoga kung fu, and oh my gosh, the ending of that movie is so joyful. It's so cool. It breaks the fourth wall, and it's just fun as hell. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it, but I have not watched a straight Bollywood movie at all. I liked
um,
it, but I just haven't.
some of the older Bollywood films. Now, if you are into musicals, like Fred Astaire, Ginger Rogers, things along that line, that they're doing something and then they go ahead and do a dance. Old Bollywood could take you back a little bit because they'll be in the middle of a gunfight and all of a sudden everything stops and they're singing and dancing away and you're just like, what the hell? There's tanks around them, they're in the big fight, and now they're stopping to do a song and dance.
Yeah,
So
I,
if you can get over that kind of thing, also they were, I would say it's been the last like 10 years, not even less than that, that before you wouldn't see them kiss.
no,
They would go to kiss like this, and then the girl would go like this, oh, and put her head on the shoulder. It always kind of like threw me for a loop because this is the 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 center where the Kama Sutra was made, and they can't kiss, and half the girls are in very skimpy small outfits, but they can't kiss on TV or on the movies, or you wouldn't see the husband and wife waking up in bed together.
right.
It was very, more PG family, again, guns going off and wait, hold on. Ah, blah, 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 and they start dancing, you know.
Well,
So,
it was like it's like the famous poet pundit Marilyn Chambers mentioned. She mentioned only in America can you see when a man stabs a woman in the chest, it's rated R, but the same man kissing a woman's breast, it's rated X. Isn't
mm-hmm.
it weird? Isn't it
Yep.
weird? They have
No.
gunfights all over the place, people getting shot,
Mm,
but yet you still can't kiss on
mm.
TV. You can't
Nope.
show. Yeah, that's just weird.
No,
Uh,
but they are getting better. Their horror is getting a little bit better than what it was. There's a lot of cultural takes on different things. So, but they have, I'll find the one or two of them that were pretty decent, and I'll send you the names of it. And I know they could be found on Netflix and stuff like that. And one wasn't that bad. It was like more of a ghost, but being possessed kind of film. So, uh, they're getting better.
um, there was an American Indian actress that crossed over. She started off in adult films. Her name was Sunny Leon. She went from here to go. She went to India and became a major star. She's a
So,
major Bollywood star over in India. But of course, her past gets brought up every once in a while. She'll
yeah.
do a new project, and someone
Mm-hmm.
always thinks her past. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but she was once an adult star. here in
Mm.
America. But now she's, in many places she's very respected. She's a very good actress.
Yeah.
Let's see. Hobbs is mentioning about Halloween. Yeah, this is spectacular. Called the Spectacular 2021. It started last year. Hobbs will have a huge contest, and people will enter. You have to answer some questions,
Mm.
and you have to enter, and it's tremendously a lot of fun.
Mm.
Great prizes.
Mm.
With the He's saying that Halloween is life. Hilda's saying that she's actually doing something for Hobbs for Halloween. Doing something Halloween. I think you should, Hilda. You definitely can come on and do Halloween. We will talk about whatever you do. We'll talk about it on the midnight hour.
I want to do something for Halloween beside my paranormal investigator. I want to go ahead and I'm trying to collect um, Halloween folklore. uh, More of the behind, how did witches and goblins and how did Halloween come and how did it start, between a pagan holiday versus candy and trick-or-treating now. And I'm gonna do a live stream on that.
Well, Halloween actually got its start as a Druid. It was a Druid tradition.
Yeah.
And whenever the Catholic Church went aside a different culture, they would Christianize it. And so what they would do is take their most precious holiday and Christianize it. So Halloween, instead of became all of a sudden became All Saints Eve and became a Catholic holiday like Christmas. Christmas.
Well, you also have All Hallows Eve, which is more where did the witches come into play in it? Also, you have people who, for tradition, they used to go ahead and feel that it was the time between when there is the world between the wall between the living and the dead came back, separated, and so they would dress up in costumes to confuse the evil spirits, so that this way they would not go ahead and they'll blend in, so they'll be confused and not come after them.
Yeah, it's so much fun. It's Charles saying that they release Bollywood movies around here all the time. Yeah, I know there used to be a theater in Novi that used to play Bollywood movies. Let's see. Hilda's saying I've seen people really go out for Halloween with their dress up. Yep. Hobbs is sitting there. I'm okay with it. All scary or just Halloween seasonal stuff. It's just the way of life. Yes, Chadwick. Definitely. I'll be contacting you probably tomorrow, so we can talk about the show on Tuesday. Yeah, he's going to be on here. Listen, I kept you long enough. I should let you go because I know you got to work tomorrow.
Yes.
I definitely want to say thank you to everybody in the chat for coming out and hanging out with us.
Yes, thank you.
I hope everybody had a lot of fun tonight watching the show, and I did. This was a blast. This is exactly what I needed. I want to give up my respects and love and respect and love and hopefully some peace to the Vance Capley family.
Yes.
A gentleman who was going to be interviewed by me last Tuesday. Unfortunately, he took ill and he passed away today.
Yeah.
COVID-19 got him. So, what can you say? Wear your mask, get your vaccination shots.
Yeah,
definitely. The life you saved could be one of your loved ones.
Yes,
all right, so I'm gone for the rest of the week. We'll be back next Tuesday with Chadwick Whitmore at 8 o'clock, and I'll be here on the midnight hour at 10 o'clock Sunday night. If you guys want to talk about girls with big, maybe we'll talk.
I'm going to be there because I want to find out what Hobbs wants to, what the question is.
I'm sure Hobbs is. Yeah, I'm sure it probably has something. I'm sure it probably has something to do with Dunkaroos.
Yeah.
So until Sunday night, I will talk to you soon. Until the next one, peace. Stay right there.
Bye. Thank you.